Yo, what up, chat? What up, what up, what up? How's it going, guys? Good to see you, Hypnotoad, Omni, Artorius, Gaseous. What's up, guys? I hope you guys are enjoying your Wednesday night / Thursday morning. Hope everybody is getting sweaty, enjoying life, being good. Chat, are you behaving? That's what's most important. Are you behaving? You guys not causing any trouble, right? Being good. It is Wednesday, my dudes. It is so late on Wednesday, my dudes, that it is Thursday, my dudes. It is 12:52 a.m. here in Texas. How are you, man? I'm doing pretty good, Duke. I can't complain, you know. Things are going okay. Not sure you can keep saying that with how late you start. I know. I've been terrible lately. Maybe today I'll do a shorter stream to try to get my sleep cycle in a more reasonable place. Every day I start late causes me to sleep later, causes me to start the stream later, causes me to sleep late. You see what I'm saying? Maybe today is the day I do a little bit of a shorter stream. Maybe? No hit Sunquest for the daily? Okay, okay, I said a shorter stream and that's what you came up with? Nope. You won't show up earlier? It could happen, Red Kelly. It could happen. Good to see you guys, though. I hope you're doing good. Hope life's treating you well, all that good shit. Today we're going to be playing some Noita. Yesterday we played Enter the Gungeon.
Dunk today or yesterday. Whatever you want to call the 9th is my birthday. I humbly ask to derail chat for a moment by having you rewatch this in its entirety.
In its entirety? What the hell is that even yapping about? I don't understand. Is this... This is a proposal? Okay, no, we are... Oh, wait, hold on. Alright, I don't know what the hell that is supposed to represent for a proposal, but no, I am not putting on a maid outfit. I'm still not putting on a maid outfit, Chad. Don't get your hopes up. Keep your pants on, damn it. What do you think about your old clips? How old of a clip are we talking? Holy shit. What is going on over there? What is happening? Oh god, I remember this one. Jeez. Damn it, that was a terrible move on my part. Oh. That was a deathless month, I believe. Terrible move on my part. Oh. Fucked up, man. Making me relive this trauma. That's messed up. But we ended up getting a deathless month win, so it's okay. I'm able to look back at those old deaths in Noita and just laugh because I achieved a deathless month. I did that shit. Have you ever rage quit Noita? I mean, I've had runs where I'm like, well, that's it for the day because it like happened to, like, you know, I've been streaming for a while anyways. But I don't think I've ever had a run where like midday I died and I'm like, fuck this, I'm out. Fair mod? I did not rage quit fair mod. Fair mod, I beat fair mod, you pieces of shit. I beat it. That's not a rage quit. Listen, if you beat the game, how can you, maybe, okay, you know what? I'll give you this. Maybe you can say I rage won. How about that? I'll accept that. Nope. I rage won in fair mod. Agreed. Agreed. Nope. No, nope. What do you mean no? This is not a negotiation. Nope.
Why are you lying?
No, I'm not lying. It's the truth. Nope. If you beat it, where's the victory screen? That's part of fair mod, is you don't get to see it. All right, let me go grab this box real fast. I ended up getting, there was 2 things in the PO box that have been sent by community members. One is by Shortman. The other one is sent by Conga line. So I don't know if Conga's here right now, but I know that Shortman is here. So shop, sure. Let me open the shop while I'm grabbing the box. So here it is, chat. Boom. All right, I'm back. I am back and I've got the package. Maid outfit enthusiast. Oh god. Is Veldak predicting what's in this box? Let me see. Let me make sure that there's nothing on here that says like an address from Shortman. I don't want to reveal any personal information. Gotta keep that stuff secret. I think he had said it wasn't sent directly from his place, so I think it's safe. I'm glancing. I think we're good. Alright. Alright, let's open this package real quick. I don't know what it is. Shortman just said he sent a little something. I don't think it's meant to be anything crazy. Honestly, with how many times he's asked if I've gotten batteries for the FMA thing, there's a chance that it may be batteries because I still haven't gotten it. That or it's literally a box with a note in it that says "fuck you" by the batteries already. For the love of God. So let's see. And yes, this is how I open packages, with a pin. That's how I roll. There has to be a better way. This is actually the best way. I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
What in the love God is making you open with a pen? What the fucking hell are you doing?
Ow! I just stabbed myself. It's open. What are you talking about? It's fine. Yeah, okay, yeah. I anticipated correctly. Guys, it's everything I hoped and dreamed. It's batteries for all those sex toys that Shortman sent me.
He's bald, Tito.
I mean for the action figure thing. Hold on, Chad, hold on. I'll show you why batteries. Shortman, thank you for the batteries. You saved me having to go to Walmart.
You guys can see this guy right now. He is drunk.
You saved me having to go outside. Hold on, let me grab it. Hold up. Splat out. Look at that bad boy. Don't be jealous. Don't be jelly. Yep. The superior anime. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Let me just grab this. You use those FMA figures as sex toys? Oh God. Dear God.
Chase, do you feel a little embarrassed that chat feels the need to send you essential household items so you don't die from being unable to feed yourself or something?
No, I just forget. Okay, I need something to open this. Don't worry, like every good handyman, I have my little tools here. Let's see what we got. The pin? No, it's not a pin. It's a little screwdriver. Wait, where is this? I am afraid I'm going to drop this screw. All right. Damn, I'm afraid of this thing, like, hold up. Maybe it just comes out. Let's see. No, it doesn't. Hold on, chat. Please hold. The thing is I'm a little confused about is I'm not sure what these are for. I gotta look. But I know these for sure. He's gonna break the statue. This thing is actually expensive. This thing is really expensive. Shortman was like fucking the dude in Jurassic Park. He spared no expense. Spared no expense. Let's see. All right. Does seem to glow.
Priming it for insertion. Good technique, Dunk.
What? What the hell? Read Shortman? Okay, give me one moment to get the screw in before I go clicking around in chat.
Those little round ones are meant for you to eat, obviously.
Candy?
Eat them, Chase.
Candy
Consumed.
batteries.
Consumed.
Fuck yeah. Consult your DMs. It has a picture for Alphonse's light. Let me try to remember. Damn, I gotta remember where I put that little thing. I think I know what you're talking about.
After watching Dunk using common tools for last 5 minutes, I now understand why he is a streamer.
Shut your mouth. Hold up. Chat, hold on. Let me fix the lighting. Let me fix the lighting, chat. Yo! Look at this shit. Woo! Short man, thank you for the awesome Full Metal Alchemist figure.
Weebs detected.
There, hold up there. Hold up there, Sleepy. Full Metal Alchemist transcends weebery. Full Metal Alchemist is cinema. There's a difference. Very big difference. Woo! Looking damn good. Goes back on. Hold on. After stream, I'll look for where I put the other little light thing. Where these batteries go. It's like a little black box, and I gotta remember where I put it at. I think I put it in the box that this came in, which is currently on the top of the shelf. LEDs equals weeb? What? LEDs are weeb? I have LEDs everywhere. What? Chat, what do you bet that the light that's which goes in inside Alphonse is still inside Alphonse? Oh shit. Oh shit, my finger's stuck. Oh god, I got scared for a moment. Let me see. I don't think so. I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything rattling around. I'm pretty sure it's a little black box. I know what it looks like. I think it's in the box that this all came in. Come on, Alphonse. Take your head back on. What the fuck? All right, Alphonse, you're being a piece right now.
I really
Cold
wish
chat.
you guys
I
could
can't-
see this guy right now. He is
Hey.
drenched in sweat.
I don't have any light. I can't see. At the very least, I guess whenever the lights go off, I should have this on. So at least it looks good. No, it's not broken. I have to. It's hard to attach.
Peace Outside said, "That's a weeb finger trap."
Yeah, I got scared. Like when I put it in there, like my finger just like sucked in. I mean, oh, there it goes. There it is. Right. To get everything back in its place. There we go.
Oh no, today he put the finger there. Tomorrow will be no stream because he's stuck there with something else.
What kind of... Listen, what does that say about you, Kuba? All right? What does that say about you? You're like, you're talking shit about a dude who you claim stuck his dick in an FMA figurine. But what does that say about the person watching the dude that stuck his dick inside the FMA figurine? Checkmate, bitch!
OMG. I went to refill my scotch and he is still playing with his anime toy. What a weeb.
What a weeb. What?
It'll just be on another streaming site, don't worry.
It wasn't talking shit, it was admiration and flirting. Oh, I see. Kuba's hitting on me. I see.
Oh god, what are you doing? I always thought the weeb anime figures were a joke.
This one's not weeb. I told you, this one transcends weebery. This is cinema. If you can't appreciate Fullmetal Alchemist, then you don't have taste, my friend.
This is 100% weeb.
He's a closeted weeb. The weebiest one is in the closet. All right. There's a difference in saying that this is weeb.
So you're admitting it? Interesting move, Dunk.
Hold on. So, for the record, chat, this, not weeb. Cinema. This, all right, probably a little more weeb and not cinema. This stays hidden in... Listen, okay, you may be asking yourself, they're not both weeb. No. You may be asking yourself, well, why not throw that thing away? Hold on.
Why do you have it then?
Okay, let me explain. This was going to be thrown in the garbage. But then we looked up on Craigslist how much it was worth.
Saying you're not a weeb because you like FMA is like saying you don't like music because you only listen to Beethoven.
Shut your yapping,
FMA
chat.
is just
How am I the
classical
one
weeb.
that gets accused of yapping? And these motherfuckers are the yappiest of yaps. You see what I'm saying? This is the TTS right now. Just yapping. Oh, by the way, was that Conga? Conga, I have your package too, of course. My point is, this ended up being worth, it's over $100. I don't remember how much it was, but and in case you're curious, yes, this is for the Poggies emote. This apparently is the character from Poggies. Do not look into the character any more than that because you will end up on an FBI watch list, which is why this needs to stay hidden away from society.
This is just that meme of corporate needs you to find the difference between these two pictures.
What? This
They are
is
the
legit.
Same picture, Dunk.
You're just jealous. Short man. Okay, for the other one, not appreciated, I appreciate this one.
Chat. He's in his rationalization phase. This takes time. Oh,
Hold on,
here's
I
that
gotta,
other one.
you know what? You're
He
just
brings
so
it out on
yappy
his own.
today.
He may be past the rationalization after
Shut your
all.
yappers. All right, let me grab... All right, let me grab Conga's package real quick. I'm actually going to hide the camera for a moment too because I got to make sure that anything related to personal stuff for Conga, I don't want to make sure it's on stream. So let me bring it over here and then glance at it and make sure everything that is personal info is covered up. So hiding the camera while we grab Conga's package, holding up. Yeah, you heard me. All right, I'm back. Let me just make sure that anything... Let's see. By the way, this package that I'm about to be showing you guys traveled all the way from Australia. Real quickly before I open this package, I'm having to... I'm just trying to cover any potential personal information. Alright. Alright, I think I covered the stuff. I think we're good. I mean, like I said, I don't think it's going to be on stream anyways, but I figured why not? Why risk it, you know? Why not just real quickly cover any personal info just to be certain. This thing is like just tearing right off. Okay. The label that I just spent a couple minutes scribbling out. I don't want this to just lay on my desk anywhere. I don't trust it. Gotta keep it on the... I have a napkin here for hygienic reasons. I don't know where this package has been. It's been traveling across the world, man. Probably covered in the Black Plague. Hold on. What the fuck? What is this? What? Is that a wig in a Ziploc bag? What the fuck? Okay, okay. Wait, what is this thing? Please listen to this while you read this letter.
Do it.
How do I copy paste from this? Motherfucker wrote the YouTube URL on the goddamn thing.
Do it. Oh,
This may take a second. Dear Chase, I have made a severe and continuous... Oh, Jesus! It's popping off. Hold on, I gotta turn this down. I've made a severe and continuous lapse in judgment, and I don't expect you to be forgiven. I'm simply here to apologize. I don't expect to be forgiven. I am simply here to apologize. I'm sorry for ever doubting your God Gamer Twitch integration skills and saying on many occasions that 13 to 37 is a baby range. All right. I am also sorry for stating that 13 to 36 is a toddler range. Since I have started broadcasting on Twitch.tv services, I have begun engaging my own chat with Twitch integration on a range of 13 to 37. I was under the impression that 13 to 37 would be a free win, and my audience would have no opportunity to get the better of me. I have since learned from my mistakes, as I challenged my own chat saying I could win a 13 to 37 range within 3 attempts, and a failure to do so would result in me writing the letter that you are now viewing. I performed 4 attempts and failed each one. Out of copium, I am accusing chat of cheating multiple times. I hope you can teach me to be as good as you are at Twitch integration, so that my hairline doesn't recede like yours did. Here is an additional apology towards you on a friend's behalf. Absolutely, here's a revised version that leans more into the fursona angle while keeping it Twitch funny and brief. Dear DunkOrSlam, I need to apologize, not just to you, but to your fursona, who undoubtedly watched my ignorance unfold with quiet and majestic disappointment. For too long, I treated your anointed Twitch integration wins like they were handed out of a cereal box. That was a little bit chat GPT on that last one, wasn't it? I joked, I mocked, I acted like victory was just click wand win game. Then I played it myself. Turns out it's less easy win and more get turned into meat confetti by a pixel simulation from hell. You weren't lucky, you were skilled, and probably powered by the righteous fury of your inner beast. So to you and your fursona, first off, I don't have a fursona, just to be clear. I'm sorry. May your paws be swift and your spells true. Respectfully respawning your name here. You know those pages were empty and he's making this up? What? Checkmate. And you thought, put on the wig? All right, hold on. First off, listen, this wig came in a Ziploc bag. I don't know. Listen, we just talked about being a little bit of a germaphobe. I don't know about putting on a wig from a Ziploc bag. I am fucking petrified. Seems legit. Now, the letter was handwritten. So, Conga does get some bonus points on that. He didn't try to just chat GPT and then print that shit and send it.
Do it.
What in the hell?
Oh no.
Is this from one of Conga's victims? Okay, I don't know what kind of fantasy you're trying to live out here. What the shit is this? Listen. You have to replace your wig?
Do it.
Rapunzel over here. This is a long, look how long this is. I don't even know. Is this what is down here?
Do it.
It's like the lunch lady net.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Do it. Somebody needs some material.
Do it.
Chat, I don't want anybody jerking into this.
I will send you a dress that will match
Do it.
this wig.
No, no. No, 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 no. You think you can just buy me like this? Just send me some degenerate shit? No, 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 no. This goes back in the Ziploc bag. Perhaps there will be a day that this challenge can be put on the table. Just like the bald cap was.
Do it.
Conga line needs it.
Conga must have spent $100 plus on this. You gotta at least try it once.
No, listen, I told you I would freak out. I have to shower or some shit. I don't know where this has been. I don't trust something to put it on my head, man. I'm scared. Long hair month. He grew it himself. Coward. We need this. No, 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 no. This goes back in the Ziploc bag. Conga's trustworthy. It's not necessarily about just Conga's. Like, it's more of like, I don't know. You just bought it from somewhere. I have no idea. Disinfect and sterilize before wearing that lice-ridden shit. See, Drake knows.
Right now. He is
Drake knows.
Sweat.
We put this back up. You're used to wigs, though? Conga, listen. I accept part of your letter that was not shit-talking and also not claiming I have a persona. If you have a persona, you know, you do you. I just don't happen to have one. But to the apologies on Twitch integration, I appreciate the apology. There is one thing that I noticed was lacking in your apology letter, though. I didn't see any apologies towards DunkBot 2.0 because I believe, Conga, you have participated in the copium spam that is DunkBot 2.0 anytime I mention it. So while I appreciate the letter, I still will expect another handwritten letter if you want to have access to DunkBot 2.0. You are on the block list.
I really wish you guys could
I'm sorry.
see this guy right now. He is drenched
Now,
in sweat.
the effort of the handwritten letter was solid, though. I'll give you that. You clearly, well thought out. You put your heart into it. Just do one for DunkBot 2.0 as well. That's all. I'm sorry for DunkBot 2.0. One day you will be a real boy. You guys joke. Everybody's on that list.
Why would I apologize to something that'll never come?
Okay. Laugh it up. I was talking about this yesterday. Solar may be poking at the code a little bit too. And I know you guys don't believe in me and my if statement spam. But I know you guys believe in Solar. So think about it. This right here stays in the Ziploc bag. Maybe one day making a return. But for now, and anybody who is looking to get some material for whatever personal reasons, it stays in the bag. For now. See, the problem is, the moment I put this wig on, sanitary reasons aside, a maid outfit will inevitably show up. And then people will be like, whoa, 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 you put on the wig, but you won't put on the maid outfit? We can't set a precedent for this. This is dangerous.
I wish you guys could see this guy right now.
This is too dangerous.
In sweat.
One day, perhaps I will lose a bet and desperately need to win back chat's favor. And this could come in handy. We will see. Conga, appreciate the handwritten effort. Appreciate the memes. Let me, real quickly, let me go wash my hands again. Let me throw away all the stuff. Clear off my desk area. Let me just put this up and wash my hands and I'll be ready to go. All right, what's the plan for Noita today? That's a good question, author. That's a good question. When will there be a mod in which you say words and the game reads these words and activates activities? You're talking about power words. I'm not ready to hop back into power words, man.
100K sweat deposit.
This is true. There was yeah. The power words is a nightmare, man. Power words has been insanely difficult. All right, what's the range looking like right now? 12 to 28. All right, we're going classic. 12 to 28 is too crazy. I'm too sleepy for that shit right now. 13 to 37. I'm still waking up, man. My energy's still getting prepped. Trash. Hey, old man, you free after stream? Yes, in fact, Solar, I may do a shorter stream today because I was wanting to make some more progress on the, I'm assuming the DunkBot stuff is probably what you're talking about. So I was looking to do some more work on the document and all that crap. So yeah. I'll message you, Solar. I will message you. Start a new game. Let's do Twitch integration.
Right now, he is drenched in sweat.
So get some rest at some point, Solar, so that your brain is full functioning. Get yourself some rest. No. QB, it does. Just because you played 250 hours, only have 2 wins. It's not like that, you know. I've done a run where in one run I got every single thing in Noita. Noita kind of doesn't. Noita has this very unusual kind of like momentum thing. It isn't like a Binding of Isaac where each run you're trying to unlock a new thing and you're just trying to, you know, slowly stack up this mountain of just achievements and stuff over a long period of time. Instead, it's more like you're increasing your skills with each run, and then at a certain point, it doesn't matter if you delete your file entirely or whatever, but in one run you can pretty much do everything there is to offer in Noita in like one god run. So just keep at it, my friend. Working on DunkBot 2077. Listen, Solar is trying to help me make sure that DunkBot 2.0 doesn't remain a meme forever. What the fuck? Okay, it's stuck on a ledge. Do that, grab that. So I've never done every single pillar in one stream. We've done the most amount of pillars that at the time that we could do in a single run. And then we did a separate stream where I got all of the most difficult, what we believe to be the most difficult pillars in a stream. Which that was over several runs because we had to do like speed runs and ooh. Luckily we're just getting warmed up. Was that like the first time I'd been hit? Like it was the first time I'd been hit. It was just an instant death. Tito, thanks for gifting that sub out to Mary Ellen. Appreciate you, Tito. That's what you get for killing me? You deserve death. That was Scout's full hit? Ah, yeah, that makes sense. So basically, it didn't matter if I was on 100%, it was just an insta. Seems fair, seems balanced. But yeah, so I have started to add a little bit of stuff to the dock. But yeah, we definitely can team up and start getting things moving. There's still a ton to list. It was just the beginning. I literally was just getting started on it. I was trying to get at least something in case you started poking around the code so you at least could see something. Ooh.
What do you think of random start power hour with a more limited range of spawns to be more interesting?
Random start power hour, more limited range. The power hour part wouldn't really be the most necessary. Kind of defeats the whole purpose of the power hour. To me, I think what makes the power hour interesting is to try to get as many you're still just playing Noita, right? Noita's one of those games that you look back whenever you were a new guy and you were like, this game is bullshit, impossible, blah blah blah, and then you're doing like kind of a set of speed runs in such a way that you're like, oh, I'm gonna try to get as many wins as I can in 1 hour. When before you would look at it like as 1 win in an hour was impossible, and now maybe you could get like 7 or 8, like it's nothing. I miss random starts. We did one somewhat recently, I feel like. Whew, that was too close. You like the snowy chasm start? Oh man, that's a rough one. Oh wait, by the way, did some Dunk VODs ever end up explaining the weird horse girl message? I remember we asked him, and I was looking for a response. I didn't see anything immediately. What? You heard me. I'll check in a second. He said no context needed. Wait, what? That was his response? His response was a no response? What the fuck? Totally normal thing to say? Yes, of course. That's the classic, I plead the fifth. What'd he say? It wasn't anything, it was just like, some Dunk VODs really doesn't chat a lot when they stop by. They usually just say, yo, and, oh, fuck. And VODs is always, you know, if you guys don't know, some Dunk VODs started that one channel that, ooh, damn it, 30 gold short? Fuck. They started a channel where they would post my VODs and stuff. And obviously I'm pretty cool with that, you know, it doesn't really bother me. Some Dunk VODs just was creating content for the community. And, but over time they posted so much that, you know, Chad had made some jokes about some Dunk VODs posting content for the main channel, and I was like, I don't think they'd be interested. And then some Dunk VODs happened to be here and said, yes, they would be interested in posting content for the main channel. Well, since then, some Dunk VODs has become pretty much our main editor for the channel, and usually we'll stop by the channel and say, yo, I got a video to be posted today, that kind of stuff. And I make sure everything gets set up for it, everything's properly posted. So I was checking some Dunk VODs, their logs, to see if they had posted anything recently, and their messages were, yo, and is that horse girl Jewish? Those were the two messages we had seen in like the last week. And so, okay, what the fuck, man? This wand is so trash. But yeah, those were the two messages, so that's why we're like, what the fuck was the context of the horse girl comment? Which apparently it was no context needed, so. Yeah, Bouncing Bear's so trash, man. Sometimes you need to know if a horse girl is Jewish before you can ask her out. I guess maybe that's what was going on. Maybe. Maybe. There we go, finally. A little bit of something. Love, because the world needs more love. Okay, the first shot immediately pisses off the gods. That pisses me off. Which makes sense, because it said pisses off the gods, so... I mean, naturally, I'm in that list. Copium? No, I was just stating a fact. You don't have to accept the fact if you don't want to. You don't have to accept reality. A ton of people live in delusion. Perfectly reasonable and healthy. Not at all, Chad.
I think that's just what we call a skill issue.
Shot a healer in the face. Born ready, Solar. Slurp. That's pretty much every one of our Discord calls. That's how it goes. Are you ready? Yep, see, chat knows, they get it. Slurp. Solar's like, what? You heard me. Classic Telly cheese. Don't even dare to bring up Telly cheese. Meanwhile, you motherfuckers are like voting the most ridiculous combos. Take some balls to act like you guys are innocent. Do me a favor and slurp into the mic for me. Now I don't want to do it. Now I'm scared. You see that? How I was smart and tricked him?
Do it.
To requote from yesterday, I'm sucking him. I'm sucking all these guys.
Do it.
Was a mechanic in Enter the Gungeon. Pick it up with the Gungeon devs. Oh my god. That could have been bad. Luckily I'm explosion immune, but oh no. No, 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 no! Fuck, that was a bad decision. I chose like the worst spot to hide. I also brought out the wrong wand. I thought I had my Telly wand out, and I thought I was gonna Telly right to this corner. That's why I shot up there, but then I realized, oh fuck, that's not my Telly wand. Shit, man, it's fine. You know what? You know what they say. What do they say, chat? Who has the balls to say it? Who's got the balls? No, not even, they don't say that. No, not skill issue. No. No. How could so many people be wrong at the same time? How is this? Never put your telewand in slot 1. Yes. I fucked up. That's okay. Not a bet. Doesn't count. Juniper. Mods, keep an eye on Juniper. He's got the potential. He's got the potential to join the realm of the elite. He's one of the few. Shoot that dude. Don't forget to try Feared by Worms. Worms? Never. And the Feared by Worms isn't bad. It just doesn't really add the most value, I don't think, in our situation. I hear your character is best judged by the way you act when nothing is on the line. You know who said that? Somebody who never won a bet. Classic noob mentality. Damn it, I can't find a way down there. Oh my god! Hello? Excuse me? What? I'm watching the replay trying to see if a piece of that canister... I honestly do not see where... It must have just phased into the ground. It had to be.
Deceptive Baylor moment.
I'm not seeing the one pixel. Like, sometimes it can... One pixel of, like, the box can get thrown over there, but I'm not seeing the pixel right now. Keep looking for it. Okay, hold up. I'm just not seeing it. Yeah, I should have sensed it was in the walls. Spike drink explosive combo. I don't think it had anything to do with the... I was pouring out snow. That was a bullshit death. Yeah, luckily it was in the first zone, so it's like whatever. Chat gets excited and thinks that they did something good. Then later, whenever I do a bet and they don't get that lucky moment, it just makes it that much more hilarious, so I can live with it. You done throwing? I think Chad is convinced this level of combo can kill you. Wait, what now? Easy TI win bet, let's go. Do you do this at the beginning or the end of stream? We mix it up. I do it sometimes at the beginning, sometimes at the end. Today we're doing it towards the beginning. Even though we've been going for almost 2 hours, but the first like hour we were opening some stuff that was sent by the community people, because I do have a PO box. In case you're interested, you can always type !PO. I do a terrible job at checking it, so you know, it took me like a month to to grab the last stuff that was sitting there, which was literally some batteries and a wig and an apology letter. Which, by the way, Conga has to write another handwritten apology. Even though the last one did travel all the way from Australia, I expect another one, in case if he wants access to Dunkbot 2.0, that is. Which, of course, he does. I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't want access? Everybody wants their hands on that bad boy. Greedy streamer. I'm saying, you better start writing that letter now. Especially traveling all the way from Australia. Wait, how long, Conga, did it take for the package to let you know that, like, it arrived here, by the way? 'Cause I know it took me forever to grab it. But how long did it take to notify you that you're like, oh, it was... Because you messaged me, you're like, it arrived. You're so ungrateful. What? Me ungrateful? What are you talking about? Zach says 2 weeks. 1 week? It took you 2 weeks to pick it up? Honestly, I think it took me 3 weeks Took me a while. Really? So you that stuff arrived from Australia in 1 week? That's actually not bad. You know, the fact that you can literally like meme it up and shove a wig in a Ziploc bag and it'll be there in a week. I feel like whenever Arntorius sent the stuff from Austria, I feel like it took a while. I feel like he said it took a while to arrive here, but I can't remember. Maybe I'm misremembering the dude that's the item that ended up taking forever to arrive. Oh wait, his I think had some complications though. I went for budget delivery. There's a 2-day delivery from Australia. Holy shit. It's a pretty sweet deal. Imagine it was probably expensive as hell, but that's pretty crazy. Fuck. Which if you guys haven't seen it, I haven't shown it off in like, I feel like it's been many months since I flexed. It's my favorite, sorry to play favorites with the P.O. Box item, but it's my favorite P.O. Box item to have sent here. Second favorite, probably the Full Metal Alchemist. Not the other degenerate stuff that it came with, but the FMA one is pretty sick. The chocolates were pretty damn good too from Wrestling. I ate all of those. There may be like a single bar remaining, but they all disappeared for the most part after like a week. That Austrian Zotter chocolate was delicious. Also, you guys know me, I have a sweet tooth, so when there's chocolate in the home, usually it gets eaten pretty quickly. Oh my gosh. Oh! Okay, I thought I was gonna slip under it. Were the skateboards not from the P.O. Box? That's the one that I'm saying is my favorite item. Oh, fuck. Okay, hold on. That was doomed to run anyways. No, it wasn't Australian. It was Austrian. I never had chocolate from Australia. Hold on. These bad boys right here. If you remember, oh shit. If you remember those tech decks from back in the day, I mean, they're still a thing, I think, but they used to be pretty popular back in the day. Back when I was a young lad. So, Arntorius sent us down memory lane and had made,
The run was doomed not because of RNG, but because of the bald guy at the mouse and keyboard.
He made custom tech deck skateboards for, like, our community. The little Moist Mob ones. And apparently, because I remember chat was like, oh shit, do you got like an Etsy or anything? He's like, no, I just do it as a hobby, like just for fun. And so this one is the custom DunkOrSlam one. I like this one a lot. So like on the bottom of the skateboard, it's kind of hard to see on the camera doesn't do it justice, this webcam, but it's got like Mina and it says DunkOrSlam across the bottom of the skateboard. I did show it on, there's like a higher quality picture I could show on stream, but there's a Speed Gamer skateboard. It's got like, this one's just a straight up like the Moist Mob. It's got like an army of the, let me see if, it's got like a ton of the little sweatlings and stuff down there. Yeah, it's pretty sick. I'd say these are probably like, because it's like creative and yet at the same time it like hit me with some nostalgia and stuff. Okay, this one's a little bit fucked up because this one literally just says Burger King, have it your way, and it's got a picture of me holding a burger from Burger King. I don't know what the hell that one's about. Gotta burn this one. Gotta throw this one in the garbage. Hold on, let me. Didn't realize how many times I had posted pictures and stuff in the Discord. I figured it'd be like one of the most recent pictures that I had posted, but apparently not. So there's the higher quality one. Yeah, I like these a lot. Here's the, okay, that's the that's the Burger King. It says it takes 2 hands to hold the Whopper. I don't know what the fuck he was on that one. This is the one that I think is my favorite of the ones he sent though. That's like lint and crap from my desk. But yeah, it says DunkOrSlam and it's got Mina jumping for a wand on it. That one's pretty sweet. It's pretty nice. And then, yeah, here's the one with all the little sweatlings on it. Anyways, let me put this up. Let's get back to gaming. Sorry, I got distracted. We're just getting nostalgic for my little stuff. That's your Yep, this screen right here. Vialet made this. Dang, how many years ago was it that I just remember Vialet one day sending it, and I was like, I love this. It looks awesome. But yeah, it's my favorite thing so far. Sorry, I had to show it off. I love that thing. There were those things. Very cool. No, the one that says DunkOrSlam. Oh, the DunkOrSlam one. Yeah, that was my old. The old. Actually, wait. Is it still my offline screen? It actually used to be my old intro screen as well. You know how now I just do the screen that you and Solar made, Vialet. The original, if you remember, way back whenever you first joined the community, that actually was the one that was sitting there at the beginning and just had a little timer counting down. But then once you and Solar made that one, I was like, well, never look back. Vialet is talented for real? Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I think we were talking about just the other day. Talking about how when it comes to artists, it's crazy how, like, there's these artists that are just, like, could be part of a big studio. You would assume by looking at their artwork, and in reality, they're just chilling around. They're just chilling in Twitch chat. I feel like they're just like one project away from like being like an Edmund, you know, Vialet's one project away from being an Edmund McMillan, minus the whole weird, creepy vibes of his art style. Vialet says, this is my studio. Yeah, this is where she gets creative. This is where she flexes her skills. Oh, wait, I can't use... Oh? Wait, TNT actually let me through that well. Kind of sick. Even though me and Vialet don't like each other, it would be unwise to say that she is not a talented artist. Wait, what do you not like about Vialet? Well, she probably gets tired of you over memeing it up, and then you probably get upset that she gets tired of you over memeing it up. Let's be real. He said true. True. The memes. But yeah, with how many talented pixel artists we have in our community, I keep waiting for the day that one of you guys get involved in like a indie project. Like a 2D game or whatever, and it hits it big. I feel like it's just there's just too many talented artists that I feel like it's inevitable it's gonna happen with one of our artists eventually, right? It is inevitable. Vialet says, please hire me, dude. If an indie studio was looking to get somebody who's able to create like a whole brand and style, it's Vialet's specialty. She can read your mind. Okay, why did I just shoot the black hole whenever I was supposed to shoot the TNT? Oh, we're fine, we're fine. How can I get a VIP in this chat? How does VIP in this chat work? VIP is reserved for a very special occasion, not a special person. Does that make sense? That occasion hasn't occurred yet. I don't need both of these.
So, for me.
Value? Yes, for Aqua, of course.
Who the fuck let this guy cook?
Because I am the storm that is approaching.
Is this motherfucker monologuing over here? VIP Solar. Solar already is a VIP. He knows this. He's a VIP of my heart. Got this. Un-VIP Solar then? Wait, what? What? Yeah, I fucked up that teleport. I don't know.
Where'd you find this?
I really
If I pretend that it's true, you can easily get 8 power hour wins. Can I be a VIP? Never. Oh my god. Did it actually... Nope, that's the far edge. That is a problem. Fuck, I forgot to move the black hole. That is not good. I always wanted to do something fun with the VIP system on Twitch, but there's several things that I feel like I don't know, they probably don't want people using it that way. It's why they didn't add much room for being creative with it. Okay, okay, fuck off, fuck off. Oh my god. Still alive. Still God Gaming. Just a God Gamer. Going about his business. That was a nice extra telly there. Mana Overdrive. You don't see that every day. I don't know what the fuck. That must be one of the good options. You guys randomed it on accident or some shit. But I was thinking that would be nice. Twitch, if you're out there listening. If the Twitch gods are listening. The VIP badge should be able to be custom set to something like let the host make their own badge. Then you wouldn't have to make it be specifically VIP. You could do some creative stuff with it. So what I was thinking, oh shit, hold on, let me dodge this guy. Ugh. I was thinking of making it like a plague in the chat, where we infect one community member with it, and people can visually see the badge. And if you're a person that talks preceding a person who has like the infection or the plague or whatever, it then spreads to you. Obviously there have to be some set rules, because then it would just like, we've talked about this before, where it would just like fill the whole chat entirely. But you know, something that would be inspired kind of by that one World of Warcraft story, where they people kept like spreading that fucking dot, that plague or whatever, and it just kept spreading to all the players in the town and stuff. And we could do something where by the end of the day, people who are in the chat but don't have the like sickness or the plague or whatever the hell we end up calling it, get a cosmetic. I think there's got to be some fun like chat game we could make out of that. But because of Twitch and the way it's currently set up, you really can't get too creative with it. What the hell am I making right here? I don't even know. Simmer down, sweaty nerd. Then I just never talk. But that's what I'm saying. Then he wouldn't be considered a chatter for that day, so you wouldn't get the cosmetic. It'd be something. There's like something creative you could do there, you know? Like every time you post a message, you have to like, you have to post a sanitized message or something funny. I don't know. I feel like there's some room for creativity there. Oh my god. Hold up. This guy is locked in. You know me. Just making schmoves. Oh, okay. 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 This is a problem. Okay, I'm going to jump on purpose. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You have to stall for another 15 seconds. I should not have went this way. This is a mistake. Ooh. But I'm a god gamer, so even mistakes end up working out for me. What happens when you're an elite gamer? Oh my god. No! I was DDoS. Somebody hacked me. I was mods, ban the hacker. You know what, chat? You know what?
And so besides not being able to set the icon, unless you do it through FFC, what prevents this from existing?
I think there.
Give and take VIPs through Appy Lol.
I think there's a limited amount. I'm not sure, but I think they got some special rules on like how many people you can VIP, that kind of stuff. There's some restrictions on it. After DunkBot 2.0 comes DunkBot 3.0 with browser extensions, so you can do all of that. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Yeah, I was just throwing ideas out there. It's kind of fun just to rant on stuff, because you never know. Somebody out there may hear some idea and then come up with an even better one and then execute it on their channel, and then you get to see something cool. I feel like Twitch in general, too many streamers are kind of complacent. And I mean, obviously, I've been guilty of that too. I'm guilty of it. Like, I haven't, you know, DunkBot 2.0 has been in the works, but until it comes out, I've just been a complacent, lazy nerd until it releases. And, but yeah, there's a lot of streamers out there that I feel like, you know, you have a community. Get creative with it. When Shroud made that one FPS game, I was like, finally, some streamers getting into the game dev world. But then that one flopped so quick that I'm like, other streamers will see that and probably be like, you know what, maybe we don't maybe we don't risk that one, because it's a huge money / time sink. But I think if done properly, you could create something pretty special. I was surprised to see it did so poorly though. What was he thinking? Honestly, I mean, I was shocked. It just goes to show that content creators don't have quite as much influence as they / like, you know, game companies, how they'll be paying some streamers like some of these crazy amounts. It's like, oh, they're paying $5,000 an hour for some like game sponsorship, which obviously there is some level of that it works, but it's not so powerful that you can make a complete shit game and it carry you. Besides apparently anime horse girl racing games, that's the one exception to the rule. But yeah, Shroud's game, I mean, it probably wasn't even that bad. I don't know. I never played it myself. It didn't look, I mean, I watched the trailer, I watched people play it. It just looked okay. But you would think that with his influence behind it, that it'd be enough to really carry it, you know? This is insane how fast sometimes these things move. You know that, right? But even then, I still get perk lottery because I would want to save that for the time that I do the bet run, because grabbing it frame perfect on a non-bet run is kind of like a waste of my skills. You don't waste, you use your talents when they're needed. Did it get an update? I don't think so. That thing was fucking hauling ass. I don't know why it was, oh shit. Okay, do not pour acid on myself. But yeah, the point is, Shroud's game, even with like one of the biggest FPS content creators, the game died almost immediately, so goes to show you gotta make something decent, otherwise it's just gonna be like, well, this is trash. Wait, what? Oh. Just as I planned it. Some guy made a game like Asteroids, but every enemy ship you destroyed is a random file on your PC that gets deleted. Wait, what? 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 Didn't it launch at the same time as Marvel Rivals? I think there was a good gap between it. I think Deadlock was the one that that had close to the same release window. But, you know, like I said, even still, I thought, you know, if you had a big enough pool that you could kind of carry it, but it goes to show, nope. I mean, you gotta remember, it's free to play too, so I thought that was also another element, that games can be kind of meh, but if they're free to play, they'll still have some, you know, community to it, but it did not. And if you're curious, it actually, I think its servers got taken down last time we looked, so you can't even play it now, even if you wanted to. Holy shit. What? Is it moving faster? Am I crazy? You're just old? I mean, this thing is really moving. fuck? Jesus Christ. Still one frame. You guys moving. Chase must be tired today. It was so fast. Oh, wait, what? Is this an ionized biome? Oh! No! I'm just one gamer. I set my world records one run at a time. Please, no autographs. Fuck, that's so stupid. I had the enemy radar, wasn't even paying attention. Dude, I swear I'm getting like the worst grabs. Oh my gosh, I do not want to be next to that thing. Or that thing. Or all of these. Come on. Oh my god. My life just flashed before my eyes. Chill, chill. Don't take the shot. Ease. Ease. Oh yeah, I got some subs I'm supposed to read out. My apologies. I'm gonna read these subs in just a second. I was busy flexing on the chat, showing them what being a god gamer is all about. Did you guys fuck with my acid? That's messed up, man. You crossed the line. Steve coming over here? Guess not. Did you just get this like a 1,000 times? Why is it every time, every mountain I'm getting to, the perks are just shuffling 1,000,000,000 miles an hour? You think you have a bingo? Give me 1 second, Himmer. We'll check it out. Let me... okay, we have a problem. This is definitely a problem. Clutch it. Clutching it. No big deal. No big deal. Just clutching the fuck up. Can I get this toxic sludge off of me? That'd be nice. His bingo is good. Thank you for checking it, Bobo. Hammer, apparently it's good. Give me a moment. I'll get you. Apparently we have a bingo. Transmutation. I'm having to wait out this. Come on. Grabbed a little bit of gold. Gives us a reroll. Wait, what is happening? Hold up. I think there may have been a change, because this is crazy. I don't think there's been a mountain that didn't have the shuffle going on. It's broken. Yeah, okay, I think something's wrong with it. Yeah, we didn't do that. Hold up, let's just do this. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, okay.
We got shuffled like 6 times in a row, I thought.
It was voted multiple times early on, but not later. That was so lame. Hey, Chase, you died? Thank you, Solar. You're so observant, it impresses me. But do you have the balls? Do you have the balls to make a prediction? Predictions are open. Exclamation mark yes if you think I'm going to win. Exclamation mark no in the chat if you think I'm going to lose. I'm going to tell you a little secret. It's a spoiler. I'm going to win. I know. You wanted it to be a surprise.
Exclamation mark.
I just
no.
couldn't help myself. Exclamation mark yes if you want the free dub. Exclamation mark yes if you want the +1 to your streaks. Exclamation mark yes if you want to tell the world that you have a massive brain and a high IQ. But we don't discriminate in this channel. We allow people to be stupid. And we added a command just for the tiny brainers, just for the low IQers. It's called exclamation mark no. If you want to identify yourself as brain damaged, feel free to type exclamation mark no in the chat now. We don't hate. We allow you to be wrong. All right, you guys ready? Everybody's in the bet? Everybody's in, right? If your ass gets left in the cold, I'm not going to feel bad. When I close the bets, there's always one person that's like, but wait. And I'm like, fuck you. You stay in the cold. You don't deserve to be in the bet. Is the bit badge cumulative? I'm pretty certain. Yeah, I'm pretty certain. It says 5,000. Synthetron's got 1,000. Oh, 1,000 bit one.
You were talking about what happens in your DMs with Solar.
Oh, that's true. We're talking about the slurpage that goes down there. Hey, what the hell, new guy? What the fuck is this shit? I will not vote for Pedro just because you are a doubter and you disgust me. My bit badge is large and I am ashamed to allow you to TTS scam me like this. Holy shit. Vex, I appreciate all the support. That 25,000, it really does. Like, it's crazy because that shit just adds up over time when you've been going for years and people just do these, like, you know, 100 bits message here, 100 bits. It, like, that shit adds up. If you really did, you do one of them. I've done many of your ideas. What are you talking about?
Check dunk, check this.
We
Give your
literally
chat fan
did.
service.
We literally did enemies have glass cannons just to flex on you. So it was still your idea. We even made a YouTube video, or when I say we, some dunk VODs. That wasn't my idea. It was from your YouTube video that we made it. Derry, thank you for the 500 bits. Wait, give your chat fan service? Wait, what? The hell's going down in my Discord?
You what?
What the hell is this? First off, what? Thanks for trying on the wig for chat, Dunk. Dude, that actually looks like it.
Holy
I
shit,
did.
I'm at 40k bits spent here. How did that happen?
Am I beautiful, chat? Does this make you feel something? Stop feeling something. You stop that right now. No. Was this the one I was supposed to be looking for? Let's see who it was. Yeah, that was Derry's. That actually was. He did a good job. What the fuck?
Smash.
Makes me scared. Creeper stash.
Smash.
It looks insanely convincing. Yeah, that's like, that's pretty impressive. What the fuck?
Smash.
He even added a tissue to it. Okay, I don't know what the hell this is about. I don't know what's going on here. Oh no, wait, that's not a tissue. That's the envelope that's open, right? Maybe? I don't know what the hell's happening. This is what the FBI sees every day. What the hell? Add tits? All right, keep your pants on, Mitchell. Keep your goddamn pants on.
Not my proudest fap.
All right, we gotta get this on the stream. God damn it. Now that was pretty impressive. There you go, chat. You wanted to see me in the wig. I was afraid for sanitary reasons. Well, there we go. The best of both worlds. Yo. I'd fuck you. Thank you. Is this like people's idea of hitting on other people these days? Is this how it works?
Smash.
Like, yeah, it's pretty romantic. I told him I'd fuck him. Like, oh, that's so sweet of you. I think you'd have to say, wait, I think you have to say fuck you too. fuck you too. All right, let's go. Bet's closing. Any weebs in chat? No, we banned them all. Dating isn't what it used to be anymore. Is this what the DMs are like? Want some fuck? You want some fuck? Nah, I'll pass. What's the bet? The range is 13 to 37. It's a Twitch integration range. So we're doing our first TI run of the day. Hey, Dunk, my power went out and I am now eating spaghetti in the darkness. Could you do a run where you do a wand with all the electrical damage spells? Wait, how are these? Wait, what? Oh, because electrical, no power. I got you there. Wait, why do you have no power? What's happening? What's going down over there, Cambarn? Okay, after you have the balls to ask me to do a run for you, and then you say no? Not even a believer? You're a hater? You have no idea? And you're sitting in the darkness? Huh. Well, I hope it comes back soon. Hopefully your phone is fully charged. If it's not, make sure to turn your brightness at least down low. Burns through the battery a lot slower. This is the chat flirting. Is it Ron Burgundy? No, it's not Ron Burgundy. Wait, what?
You look like a cut of fuckable meat, are you?
You look like a cut of fuckable meat. Thank you, chat. I did feel like I was looking pretty cute today. Oh yeah, Edge Runners. Did you guys see that? By the way, do not watch the trailer for Edge Runners. I'm not going to show it on stream. But yeah, Cyberpunk Edge Runners is getting a season 2. I didn't even know they were supposed to. Maybe chat told me like a billion years ago, but it was kind of a let's see, Edge Runners 2 trailer. Like I said, I'm not gonna watch it on stream, but yes, they are getting fucking season 2. Do not watch this if you have not watched the first season. So one of the things is, obviously, whenever you're watching something, if there's a spoiler, sometimes you're unaware it's a spoiler because you've never seen the first season, so you don't register the importance of stuff, right? Like if a character has something significant happen to them, you don't know that character is a main character because you never even watched the show. This one, very clearly, it posts it in text form, a spoiler. So, point is, yeah. Does it follow the original crew or is it a new crew? I have no idea. It seemed like it was like it's from the trailer. It seems like it's a it's like the same. It basically says like the same realm, you know, same city, but just like a new kind of scenario playing out. Like maybe it's just like it doesn't necessarily have to be the same even focus of like what's the word I'm looking for. You know, I mean, obviously they're going to be like some edge runners or whatever, but there may not be like a girl guy duo. It could be, who knows what the fuck. But yeah, it's the same city. That's all. That's all you pretty much know. This is an anthology series. New crew, Mary Ellen says. Yeah, there you go. So I guess is there going to be literally no overlap? I have no idea. Let's close the beds. Let's go. But anyways, I was excited to see that. I totally forgot about it. Somebody posted in the Discord, and I remember I was like, wait, what the fuck? You're getting a season 2? The first season was pretty good. I really liked it. Hello. First time catching a stream. Hoping to eventually eke out a win for myself in this game. Hey, appreciate you stopping by the live stream. Who is that? I'll call you Seraph. I'm probably Elegance Seraph. Am I getting it right? Elegance Seraph. Well, Elegance. Thanks for stopping by the live stream. Real quick, it's going to seem a little hostile, but I'm about to beat the shit out of chat. But then we'll go back to being wholesome and a nice community and welcoming new guys such as yourself, Elegance. Appreciate you being here. Let me show you how it's done, though. Bets are closed. New Twitch. Chat, shut your mouth. Watch the master. Snow potion. God, I hate the snow potion starts.
I really wish you guys could
Aster Nick, David 57-monther. Thank you, Aster Nick. I see you with the popcorn. He wants to see a good show. Oh my. That's kind of scary. Kind of speen. What are you guys screaming about? You're always screaming. Gamble?
Hey Dunk, good
Hey.
luck on your run. I would like to dedicate this run to my niece who is college now.
Who is college? Your niece is a college? Derry, thank you for the 500
So sad
bits.
my new funny and definitely non-detrimental TI effect is not yet merged, haha.
Their niece is a college? Exactly. They got isekai'd into a college. I mean, let's be real. If that was an isekai, you wouldn't even be that shocked. The time I got reincarnated to a university and students attended me. Wait, that sounds pretty bad. Hold up now. Holy shit, this is annoying.
Hey Dunk, I meant to say my niece is going to college. What a silly typo. Ha ha ha. Lol. What social faux pas and mistake that was for me to take for all to witness.
My shame. Hide your shame. Hell yeah though, Derry. That's crazy. Yeah, my nieces it kind of like blows my mind that they're not even in high school anymore. I remember, you know, I'd always ask my mom, you know, I referred to them as the babies, right? Because I would always, they're just little babies. And I remember at some point I'd be like, oh, what are the little babies doing today? And she's like, well, they're in junior high. And I was just like, what the fuck happened to time, man? Now they're out of high school and everything. Time's moving too quick. Fucking time. Gotta slow it down a little bit. But yeah, hell yeah, Derry. Thank you for all the support, by the way, Derry. I appreciate you. I hope your niece does well. Aces all her classes.
Hey Dunk, time is flying by. Is that a big Steve? Watch out. Hey Dunk, watch out. Hey Dunk, watch out. Big
What?
Steve alert.
Derry, are you drunk? Damn, it's another 500 bits? What the fuck's going on? Derry, thank you, man. I don't know about this Big Steve warning, though. Oh, shit.
Oh, I really wish you guys could see this guy right now. He is drenched in sweat.
Okay, we're fine, we're fine. Dwarthin, appreciate you. Give me one moment, chat. I'm just busy, you know, getting a dub. Let me just get this win real quick, and then we can go back to talking about how tiny brain the chat is and all that stuff, you know? That propane tank did not blow up. That was kind of surprising. But I have explosion immunity, so it's okay. Oop. Don't mind me, just doing my thing. We'll go with the crit. Let's see you winking at me, Rich.
Hey Dunk, Dunka, Dunk. Hey Dunk, look out. Dunka, Dunk, Dunk.
You trying to pay to
Dunk.
distract? I appreciate the kindness, though, Derry. Derry making it rain in bits over here. Them bits are raining. Kind of want to eat your vegetables, but never skip leg days also solid. Woo! I hit a lamp! I hit a lamp!
Are you really asking me if I would pay to distract you? What would be the purpose of that?
Exactly.
You got this. Do not worry.
Exactly. Can't be stopped. You're right. You're so right. When you're right, you're right. I am not even going to risk it on those. Alright, anti-telly. You know, whatever. Whatever.
Hey Dunk. Hey Dunk.
Derry.
Hey Dunk. Hey Dunk.
Derry, stop.
Hey Dunk.
Be good,
Hey
Derry.
Dunk. Hey Dunk.
He's getting
Hey
too
Dunk.
wild.
Hey Dunk. Hey Dunk. Hey Dunk. Hey Dunk.
My name is
Hey,
losing,
Dunk.
losing all
Hey,
meaning.
Dunk. Hey Dunk. Hey Dunk. Hey Dunk.
Jesus. Oh, shit. Wait, what? Oh, baby. Hey, I'm just one gamer.
Dunk-a-dunk. 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 Dunk-a-dunk.
Chat, chill. Derry, what, are you drunk? What's happening?
I'm like, oh baby, oh baby. And she's like, yeah.
Goldfish vendor. I'm in need of your strongest goldfish.
This is definitely not a great setup. Hold up. Yeah, we are not equipped for this.
What is that behind you? Is that a ghost? IRL recounts. Ah, a spooky ghost.
Wait, what? What just happened on that? Oh, no, no! Oh!
Dunk, I have this math problem. Can you help me with? A little organic chemistry.
Now come to the party and throw our heads back in the line. Ready?
Woo! Baby! You thought you had me? You thought? No, not in my house. If you're curious how I was beating the shit out of the boss, is because I grabbed never skip leg day, so every kick on the boss actually hits him for like 100 plus damage. So the kicks become pretty okay. I mean, they're obviously a little frustrating to use, but I very nearly regretted my yes vote. Dodgy, don't worry, you were safe. Even with Derry trying to distract the fuck out of me, going crazy.
I am actually crying right now, sad face.
Deserved, Aqua. Deserved. Should never have voted. Cats, you just should have voted yes.
That's my streamer. Also, I didn't bet yes, but I also didn't bet no. Clap.
Hell yeah, Orange Moose. You deserve this one. I don't blame you for ruining my yes streak yesterday. I'm sorry, Kurglow. Enter the Gungeon. I'm still a noob at it. Power is back. Could you do a power hour of 10 to 20? What?
Also, that shit was more like 37 to 37.
Woo. What if we took this 13 and we made it a 10? And we took this 37 and we made it a 30. Let's try this out. Just for curiosity.
By the way, maybe you could add first-time bettors to the streak list. Showing the new guys some love.
It's not a bad idea. Solar says, holy shit, it's happening. Hold up, we're just testing. We're feeling it out real quick. We're just feeling things out. To be fair, the last few times I trusted you with my streaks, you crushed them. Naros, I don't recall. I do not recall. 10 is too fast. No. 12. I think 10 is probably too fast, Vex. I do agree with that. Oh, shop. I forgot I was supposed to do that. When this run one ends, we do our second shop. Sorry about that. The second shop has been delayed. I think our stream today is probably going to be a little bit of a shorter one, too. So the shops are going to be a bit jank today. Timings will probably be a little bit off. Little bit off.
You guys can see this guy right now. He is drenched.
But yeah, I have some stuff I was wanting to accomplish coding-wise. Which, by the way, Solar, make sure you're rested up. I don't know when you slept today, but make sure you get some rest so we can talk for at least a bit on some Dunkbot 2.0 stuff. I stopped playing my game to wait for shop. What game was it, though, Taunt? You're not going to guilt me if it's a shit game. It means like I did you a favor. What game did... What game? Dunk is forcing Solar? Of course. We always have to force Solar to hang out with us. If it was Dota, okay, I'd actually feel bad. Remnant 2. Chat, should I feel bad? Is Remnant 2 any good? Or did I do Taunt a favor? Uma Musume? That would be a favor. It's okay. Never played it. Eh. I'll keep drinking coffee until I can't anymore. Oh god, Sora's gonna die. It's okay. It's good. So I'm getting mid to good. So maybe he should be a little bit angry with me is what you're saying. Only slightly annoyed. Actually put this and this. I kind of like this build. I like that as an early build. Solar's gonna die. It's okay. It's good. Solar's gonna die from coffee. That's unrelated. Different comment. Oh, okay. Alright, I died, so it doesn't matter. Okay, good. So wait, are you like a ghost typing in the chat now? Oh. But wait, there's more.
I really wish you guys could see this guy right now. He is drenched in sweat.
Oh, this is bad. This is bad. I did not... Wait, where... Oh, shit. Never mind, we're good. This is not bad. Avalonian, thank you for the 9-monther. I'm born, baby. I'm born. It's been 9 months. Thank you for the 9 months. We are having a little sweat, baby. 9 sweaty months. Also, Periton, thanks for the 2-monther in case I didn't shout you out. Appreciate the support from both you guys. You know, Steve doesn't scare me. Steve doesn't scare me at all. When you're dealing with an elite gamer such as myself, it takes much more than that to actually scare me. You know what we could do? Yeah, let's do that. Wait, why do I have this?
I really wish you guys could see this guy right now. He is drenched in sweat.
Drenched in sweat. Zenimental, what's up, dude? Thanks for the 26-monther. Thank you, thank you. See you with the love and the lurkage. Do. Okay. There we go. Nope. We're fine. Everything is fine. Some deer? Oh no, kind of want to grab that. Don't really have the spare inventory space right now. Alright, apparently you guys made the decision for me. I mean, I'm just cruising right now. Oh yeah, I forgot I had Tinker with Wands. I could have just edited on the fly, couldn't I? Mistakes were made. Mistakes were fucking made. Whoops. That's an acid vat right below me. I could tell. Oh wow. That up. Grab this. Woo! Wait. Oh shit. Oh. That's why you always keep a backup. No problem. Well, that's not cool.
Do it.
My parents!
My parents.
Oh, I really wish you guys could see this guy right now. He is drenched in sweat.
Alright, that's going to complicate things a little bit. Okay, let's try this again real fast. There we go. There's a soft spot in that wall that you can actually dig through. That's why I was going through the trouble of trying to force my way through it, essentially. Fire is bad. I don't really have anything good to put it out. Whatever. I think it's a dead end. Yes, it is. Ow. Keep it away.
I really wish you guys could see this guy right now. He is drenched in sweat.
I mean... making this shit look easy, aren't I? A little girl, thank you for the Prime 2-monther. Appreciate the support. Quick Z, you too, with the 23-monther. Hello, hello. You make it look boring? What did I do? Just because I'm dodging everything and being an elite gamer, you're mad? You mad, bro? Oh my god. But even then, I make it look easy. How exactly, Chosen One? That's what this stream's all about. At the end of it, you should always ask yourself, how? How does he do it? He makes the impossible seem so easy. Easy, baby. Since you said short daily run, how about a simple world tour? Visit every location in the main world. Entered area. Parallel worlds, hell, heaven loops. Is there a way for me to tell if I've made all the rounds in a run, not in the post game, you know? What about a run where you shit things to curse? Oh, you shit things to curse liquid, or you shift things? Because in Noita, you can make it where you actually shit something. So I would have to have that clarified, but I'm guessing you meant shifting things in a cursed liquid. Noita run idea, enter heaven before entering the first holy mountain and build a wand farm. The problem is wand farm, so we're pretty much at the mercy of Summon Taikasova, is that what you're saying? That'd be pretty scary. Shift it, okay, okay. Kill Kolmi using Steve. I'm never excited about the minion or like those kind of runs. I haven't ever been, I don't know, they've always been disappointing, I feel like. We could do a run that was purely about teaching people how to manipulate shifts. Since we could do like an educational fungal shifting stream. And we'll kind of just like play it by ear. Maybe. Yes, but then what's the bet? The chat learns, don't make me laugh. That's what I'm trying to think. Like, how do we make that into a bet? I have 300 hours in Noita and I've never done a shift. I'm clueless. Okay, well, yeah, we can talk. We can talk. I'm trying to think how we word this for the bet, though. Because I can't just say, like, the bet is teaching chat fungal shifts. And that, you know, at what point have they been taught? Like, at what point does it mean, like, oh, they learn how it works? You test us at the end. They will purposely fail that test to drag the stream on for an eternity. I know them too well. How about a run where you have to take the leftmost perk? Chat chooses how many perks in total. We have done that before, by the way. It was Ask the Gods roulette run that randomly selected the leftmost perk. Are there ways to increase the amount of shifts possible? Not outside of like modding or some crap like that. I mean, not that I've ever heard of. There are technicalities where people will say, well, technically you got to do more shifts, but the reality is you get to do 20 fungal shifts. Then there are other things in the game that qualify as fungal shifts. So for example, whenever you kill a Leviathan, it turns water into smoke. So people are like, that's a fungal shift. It's like, well, kind of. But so if you did 20 fungal shifts and then you killed the Leviathan, you could be like, there were 21 fungal shifts in my world. I went over the cap. But it's like, well, I mean, technically, maybe you're right. Yeah, Supernova adds a lot of them. You have nice tits and Chase check this. Thank you for noticing. Thank you. So shift smoke into something nice. Yeah, see, you could chain off of it. Here's a true random shift idea. Unless you're going to look up max shifts, every shift you guess whether or not your flask will be part of the shift or not. If you're wrong 8 or 9/10 times out of 20, you lose the bet. That's just a coin. It's like literally just a flipping the coin, though. This image, oh my god. I know, you're aroused. I'll take it off the screen. You're getting too excited. Keep your pants on, damn it. I'm wanting to do an educational fungal shift run. I just can't decide on what to make the goal. How about a run where you shift everything into poly? I mean, obviously not everything, because that would take forever, but have you done education about formations? I mean, in general, we've talked about them before. I don't know what you consider educational. I have a video on YouTube talking about how you look at formations and stuff. I recently posted this seed on your Discord that has some awesome shifts possible. I managed to shift oil to healthium and had the oil blood perk just as an example. Yeah, that's a good combo right there. I like that. That is strong. All right, well, we're gonna do a run where we're just gonna call it educational fungal shifts. Yeah, we're just gonna call today's run educational fungal shifts, and the goal of the run is going to be intentionally adding extra polymorphine to our world. So the way it's gonna work is we're gonna do this in kind of an educational way because it's gonna be a shorter run today. And by the end of today's run, if you're watching, you should understand pretty well pretty much everything about fungal shifts, all the basics at least. The foundation of fungal shifts will be solid, and I'll teach you both with how the randomness works, but also how to intentionally shift stuff from one material into another. We will at some point, we will be looking up shifts today so that we can discuss how to use the Noitul website in case you want to do some insane fungal shift combos and all that kind of stuff. But the goal to be successful in today's challenge is I have to have added extra forms of polymorphine to my world, which is a pretty vague goal. But as long as there's extra polymorphine in my world, the goal has been achieved. It's as simple as that. Why not the other way? Shift away poly as a tutorial to new players. Would you guys prefer to do this? I thought just for the goofiness of, since it was an easier run, do something intentionally stupid. But yeah, we could do intentionally a smart thing so that it's more helpful for the new guys. Would you guys prefer the extra polymorphine or removing polymorphine? Which is the one that you were... Because obviously in a regular run, you wouldn't... Extra... Okay. Remove. Oh, wait, hold on. Extra poly, more poly. Extra, remove them all. So the reason I'm saying the extra, obviously you wouldn't want to add extra in your game. But the reason it doesn't matter, it shouldn't matter, is if you're paying attention, you'll be like, oh, now I see how fungal shifts work, and you could just apply that however you want. So the same knowledge to make extra polymorphine should be applied and can remove polymorphine. It just depends on how you use it. Why not just do 20 shifts and see what happens and explain what happens? Again, I don't feel like that's like a good, like an educational thing. It'll just going to overwhelm people with information. Stop playing the game and take your damn top off. Chat only wants one thing, and it's disgusting. Shane's like, oh yeah, Fuck yeah, baby. This is why I sub. No, chat. Keep your pants on. Have you ever done alchemy education as you go demonstrate it and show you how you can use it? Ever done alchemy education? I think what do you mean by alchemy education? Pants are off. Ready to go. All right, locking this in, or closing that, I mean. Mixing fluids. I mean, yeah, I guess we'll show some mixing fluids, probably stuff along the way. I'll just call it Educational Fungal Shifts Daily Run. That's the name of today's run. And then bets are open. Get your predictions in. Let me update the title. And then I also got to update the challenge command, because there will be people say, well, what's the actual challenge? And the challenge is intentionally add extra polymorphine to our world through fungal shifting. Woo! Alright, so today's going to be a good learning stream for anybody that's maybe joined the Anointed community in the last couple months or whatever and never actually learned how fungal shifts work. This one will be very easy to follow. I don't plan to go insane and be like, oh, shift this to this and this and this. This is going to be a very simplistic one, which if you give yourself a foundation, it then will leave room for later to add more complexity. Because the problem is, the moment you try to dive into that deep stuff, if you don't have a solid foundation understanding of fungal shifts, you just get lost so quickly in the deep stuff. So today's all about the base foundation of fungal shifting. Morphoid, I ignore your links. You're going to use Noitel before shifts or only after? No, we're going to do it before, because we're going to be adding polymorphine to the world. So obviously if it was just randomness, it'd be like, oh, deleted polymorphine, challenge failed. We will be looking up shifts, but I will also explain, if you didn't look up shifts, how you're approaching it. Like all that will be talked about. It's going to be a very thorough understanding so that people can use fungal shifting however they would like to in their own game. Whether they don't want to look up shifts or they do, they'll learn how it works. Also, remember that was just on the Twitch integration, so that means that when I load in, it's going to put me on the wrong daily run. Have I been voted? Of course you've been voted. Of course. All right. Spark bolts and fire bolts look like they are the starters for us. I keep feeling something on my leg. Better not be a spider or anything in here.
I will always
Those
be
damn spiders. Alright, so starting with Levitathium, we can just do an easy orb grab. Doesn't require much effort. Almost there. You don't have to waste your actual fire bolts here. You gotta remember that one of the advantages to starting with spark bolts is that it can dig this material. It's just really slow, and I don't want to bore chat too much, but of the starting spells, Spark Bolt and Energy Spheres, those are the good ones that will dig that snow. Spitter Bolts and Bouncing Bursts, they do not. Would you say you failed if you at any point created less polymorphine than there was before? Also, are you going to look up the shifts? Yeah, we're going to look up the shifts. If something happens in like one of the base polymorphine shifts away, we're kind of just like, I just vaguely put polymorphine. I guess in chaotic polymorphine and unstable polymorphine should also be allowed to be like, oh, they can just add more polymorphine to the world. The point was supposed to be that it was a goofy fungal shift that allows people to learn. And then we'll explain why it was necessarily a bad thing and how you could have done it in a way that would be a good thing. Because on the daily run, you got to remember that the first shift could be polymorphine into lava. And then like, well, polymorphine's gone. You're screwed. But then from there, I guess you could go New Game Plus to avoid it. And, well, there'll be all kinds of stuff that we can talk about. We'll have tons of fungal shifting stuff to discuss. I hate whenever I don't have much water and I'm having to move near fire and stuff. There's some chaotic poly. We could use this to escape the first mountain if we need to. New Game Plus resets the shifts. Yeah, New Game Pluses, they what they do is they take the seed number and they add +1 to it. I'll go into more detail on that in a bit whenever we're talking about fungal shifts, and if you were trying to intentionally get some very specific shifts. And yeah, like I said, I'm trying to make sure that by the end of this run, that people have a thorough basic foundational knowledge of fungal shifting. Even I, when it comes to like the broken shifts and all that, I tend to get lost. I'm just like, wait, hold up, let me think for a moment. And then there's usually somebody in the chat like Latali or something. It's like, no, wait, you don't forget if you shift this into this and then this into this and then swap this, and then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that'll fix it. It can get wild. Fungal shifting is like it gets as crazy as you want it to be. There's some really deep mechanics with it that I think even the devs themselves probably didn't really intentionally want players to head into, but players found it anyways. How much experience and knowledge do you need to complete the Sun Quest? If you can get yourself to what's considered like pretty much a god run, which means like you're really powerful and all that stuff, then from there the knowledge. Luckily, there's like the wiki tutorial that Latali has will have all that knowledge that you need. You just need the skills to execute it. So that's really up to you. I mean, it depends on what you consider the skills to execute is. But if you're talking about a blind Sun Quest, I have no idea. You'd have to be playing for thousands and thousands and thousands of hours before you'd have any hope. I want to keep the spark bolts. Let's get rid of these extra fire bolts. How are we looking? For now, this will do. In case you're a new guy and you're trying to use this for educational stuff, with the wands that I swap out, it's really up to you. There isn't, you know, you test wands out. You're like, oh, I like this wand. I don't like that wand. Realistically, the only part that's like you need to note in your mind is that you probably want to have one of the wands that can do at least some basic digging. But from there, you use whatever you prefer. Oh, we got some polymorphine right here. This is going to be kind of frustrating if you're ever trying to grab a wand out of a pool like this, because you pretty much have to mash the pickup wand key. And it just kind of varies how quick is it going to poly you. Sometimes it does it really quick, sometimes a little slow. I almost got that one. That one was my own fault. I think I was too slow. Damn, I don't know why it's being so unforgiving. I may need to dig away a little bit. Basically, the way that the liquids interact with the player is based on like a kind of like a, what's a word for? What's a good way to word it? Like a frame checker. It doesn't necessarily check every single frame. Like, is there a stain on you? Because it doesn't work that, it doesn't check every single frame. It means sometimes when you jump into a pool of a liquid, sometimes the moment your toe of the character touches the poly, it will immediately poly you. And sometimes it actually lets you submerge slightly before the poly takes effect. So what we're trying to do is we are trying to kind of abuse it and get a little bit under the poly before it polys our character. Damn, it just... Hey! Let's do this to make it happen. Let's if we can just bring this level down ever so slightly, we'll definitely be able to get it. Ever so slightly. There we go. Finally! Woo! I do like the TNT way more than the firebolt, so I guess we're just gonna dropping that. Remember that if you have the poly effect on your character, you have to wait for it to time out. But if you have so this right here is the poly effect. I mean, you have to wait a certain amount of time before it'll unpoly you. If you have like this, that little sheep picture above you, that means you're stained with the liquid. Meaning if you wash it off, if I was to jump into water, if I was to jump into another liquid, it will actually wash the stain off of my character, meaning it removes me from being polymorphic. So if you don't have the stain, you literally are forced to wait the time. Even if you submerge yourself in a liquid, you're still having to wait out the timer. So there is actually a reason sometimes when you get polyed, you may actually want to, if you're already polyed, you may want to just dunk yourself in the poly liquid so that you'll have the stain and you can just jump into water right next to it and then boom, you're back to being your character. A quicker unpolymorph strat, but also can be dangerous since you're diving deeper into polymorphine. Our jank little Noita world. Invisibilium. Take the pouch for fungus. You're a genius. You are a genius. So we could use this invis to go grab the bridge boss heart if we wanted to, but I'm feeling pretty lazy.
I really wish you guys could.
Good call on the pouch, though. Not a whole lot going on in this early game. I mean, not a lot of hard action, but at least we got some wands to choose from, which was nice. Definitely could have been worse. And then also Dunkbot sounds. It would just be so many layers. Ooh, a black hole this early. That is huge. Huge. So since we're getting near the end of our exploration, what I want to do is I'm actually going to drop my damage wand that we got going here. Even though I do like it pretty much. I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. But soon we're going to have a better damage wand anyways. I'm going to leave that behind for now. Yeah, we could grab the music notes. That is true. Could run over to the tree, use the black hole, get the music notes. It would be the smart move.
Do it.
Do it, do it. Yeah, I'm too lazy. Too lazy. Jumping into the portal. But a black hole start is pretty fantastic. Let's knock this down. Bets are closing. Let's close the bets and let's get to the action. What? I need to kick this over the statue. Not really a big deal, but I like to. Okay, that works there too. Either way. Dunk, what do you do when you have angered the gods, but you go into the mountain? The left most statue is sunk into the floor, so you can't kick it. That part is annoying. I hate when that happens. So I'll show you in a second. Let me close the bets. I'll show you what my recommendation would be. What do you mean by educational? We're just talking through fungal shifting. We're giving a foundational knowledge for fungal shifting for any new players. By the end of this run, they'll be like, oh, I understand the basics of fungal shifting now. And it will allow them to go do more crazy, wacky stuff now that they understand the basics. All right, bets are closed. Some of you got left in the cold. I'm sorry. I did my best. I stalled. I stalled like a master. We have a ton of gold. Like, we are balling out of control right now. Some okay stuff. First mountain is trash. Absolute trash. So what we're gonna do, spark bolt onto the 0.10, 0.07. There we go. You could add another spark bolt here, but it doesn't do anything. The pacing is the same because yeah, this is already maxed out. So whether you have one, whether you have all slots filled, just because of the stats of the wand, this is pretty much the best you're gonna get for it. Black holes, pretty nice. TNT, pretty nice. I like them both. These are garbage, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll them. Ooh, look at that. Rolling into explosion immunity. Don't mind if I do. I know there's probably some sick freaks out there that would grab vampirism because they want to drink the blood. Because they're psychos. Triplicate bolts, it's always nice to have a couple of those put up for emergency. Nice little rainy day fun. There we go. Yeah. So we got our... When by a rainy day fund, I just mean like if we have some shitty stuff going on and we need backup damage stuff, these spells will help us out. Pumping up our damage a little bit. Alright, I think we're all set. So I'm not going to grab my heal yet. I already have a little bit of health going right now. I would like to get more out of it if I can. And earlier, if you remember, I grabbed the chaotic poly. And I grabbed that because it gives me the option to... I can poly myself and then just exit out of the mountain without collapsing it. That's one option. Because this area here should normally collapse it. But then I also have the black hole that I can kind of dig through there. If you're going to use the poly method, be careful of these flies. These flies are... They're going to be natural enemies with some creatures, so they may try to fuck you up. Let's go ahead and do the pissing off the gods one. I don't want to deal with the poly constantly. But don't worry, we'll get to the fungal shifting very quickly in this run. In fact, I'll probably force myself over to that zone way earlier than is safe and smart. Okay, my legs are too strong. The reason I'm kicking the statue is I'm trying to get it set up to get to be right below where the Steve spawns. Nothing too crazy there. Is that too... Oh, that's way too strong of a nudge. Way too strong. Statue manipulation can be frustrating. It's one of those things you get better at over time. So we open this up. We piss off the gods. Hopefully that fly doesn't mess with me. Ooh, that was a slow kick. Alright, pissed him off. So the whole reason for that is so that I can come and go out of the mountain whenever I want and edit my wands up. We're looking good. And again, I haven't grabbed my heal, so any hearts that I find here means that it will be very good value for us. That rat literally dodged every shot and just ran off. It's too good. So one of the most consistent early access to fungus that you'll get in the game is the left side of this area, which is called the fungal zone. So I'm emptying out the silver and getting ready for it. Do the cool strat. Problem is that that's kind of a little complicated. Yeah, you could do the black hole. Yep, that's it. You guys are exactly right. If you chose you didn't want to anger the gods, you could do a black hole method where you go up and over. It doesn't piss off the gods. I was just doing the lazy bust through the wall kind of screw it mentality. But yeah, everybody you do what there's. That's what makes Noita fun. Is there's like 5, 10 different ways probably that we could have done that one. 5 to 10. Let me think. Poly. Black hole. Well, I guess it depends on if it's our black hole, because both of them are black hole methods, but where you shoot the black hole can vary in different results. And I don't know. There's a billion different ways to do things. Just keep that in mind. I'm just simply showing a way to do stuff. It doesn't mean it is the way to do stuff. Ooh, look at that. Digging bolts this early. I like it. We have great digging. TNT, black holes, digging bolts. And yes, I did see the formation that was over there to the right. I just wanted to grab the fungus first before we got to... Because while we're yapping and stuff, being able to do fungal shifts would be nice. Flask thrower. So what we want to do is we want to clear inventory space so that if he throws flasks, we can see if we can get something. Oh, that's what we wanted. Oh, okay, that was a little risky of me. I got excited. I saw my tele flask. And, oh, I have explosion immunity, actually. I was kind of panicking. I was near an explosive. I forgot. It wasn't that scary. It wasn't as scary as I was originally thinking. This is also the reason that I like to be able to just click up here and drink from a flask and do whatever. So I just drank some of my tele flask and escaped as quickly as I could. You don't have to be that aggressive when you see a tele flask. It's just they break so easily that I was like, I want that flask. I need that. And we got it. But I need to grab the heal before I can make my way over to the fungal zone. So I grab this. You know what we could do? That goes there. Digging bolts go here. Pretty good. You can even throw that on there. Digs really well now. Very lucky with the digging, though. You don't always get that good at digging in this zone. It's a good wand. We may end up using it. Hidden Heart? Maybe, maybe. It's one of those formations that if you learn the formations of Noita, you know where to look for this heart. It's a 30% chance it'll be there. That's a whole rant for another time, but the Wiki GG does have a page that shows all Noita formations. You really just need to know the first couple zones. You don't even need to know them. You'll just kind of learn them. If you play a lot of Noita, you just over time start to learn them. But if you're ever asking yourself, wait, why do I tend to find a heart in this? It's like, oh, you're accidentally learning the formation. And yay, we made it to where the fungus is. So this fungus, you got to remember that if you give it time, it will grow, and if it catches fire, it burns. It's kind of frustrating, but that's why somebody earlier made sure that they were paying attention when I wasn't, and they said, hey, grab that pouch. By grabbing a pouch, it means that you can, if you find even just a little bit of this pink stuff, which is fungus, it makes it very easy to get more of it. Because the more you eat, the more you use this to get a high effect, and your character has to get a certain amount of, I don't know what you call it, high effect to cause a fungal shift. So for example, if I just do one little slurp like this, I eat. See how I have, it says tripping, but I only got 30 seconds of tripping. This isn't enough to cause a fungal shift. It will just cause the visuals to be like, whoa, and they're all wavy. You have to pass, the tripping at number needs to say over 180 seconds. I usually aim for around 200 just to make sure that's over it. So let's grab some of the fungus. So our fungus has, our pouch has some fungus in it. And so yeah, 8% weird fungus. That's more than enough. So once you have a little bit of weird fungus, what you're gonna do is you're gonna look for a spot that has some decent height. You want like just a spot where you can drop from something from high up. This doesn't look too bad. Maybe clear out this space a little bit. Looks like a pretty good drop. Spray this stuff in the air. And what happens is, so I'm dropping this fungus that is in my pouch. If you just spray a couple pixels like that, they're not clumped enough. They'll drop from any height and they won't create any extra fungus. But instead, if you spray like a little clump of it together, I mean like you're holding down the spray button for a moment, it creates extra. Think of it like with polymorphine. They now have it where if you have 1 pixel of polymorphine on the ground and you touch it, it doesn't poly your character. But if there's a clump of polymorphine pixels and you touch it, it does poly your character. Similar idea, fungus, a single pixel of fungus, when it hits the air, doesn't create more of it. A clump of pixels of fungus hits the air, it makes extra. The higher you drop it from, the more fungus you'll make. So what I'm doing is I want to make sure that I have more than enough of this in my pouch for later if I need it. And we can start doing our fungal shifting, because once you've learned to create fungus with just you have a little bit of fungus in your pouch and you can always create more. You have an infinite loop, right? Anytime I need more fungus, I just go somewhere, drop it from high up, it creates more fungus, I grab more in the pouch, and you get the idea. It's an infinite loop of spawning fungus. So now we can do our very first shift of the run, but let me look at what was going on here. All right. So right now I'm on a seed that I don't know any information about, right? We're playing on the daily run, but if you're just a random person hopping into the daily run, you don't know the shifts. Unless you watch somebody else play it that day, you don't know what they are. So if I was blindly doing a fungal shift, when I eat this fungus, and I eat enough of it to get my character over 180 seconds worth of the tripping effect, when I hold a flask or a pouch, either one, when you hold it, there is a 75% chance. So it is more than likely that material that you're holding will be affected by the fungal shift. There is a 25% chance that it does not matter what you hold. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't even look at what you're holding. It already has decided on what it's going to fungal shift. So 25% chance that it's pre-decided, 75% chance that you can affect it. If you choose, if it hits the 75% chance that you can affect it, but you choose not to hold any material, but instead just to hold your wands, then it will go with a pre-decided shift. But it meant that you had the opportunity to affect it. You just chose not to. So 75% chance you can affect it, 25% chance that you cannot. And this is where that one chart where you can look up shifts, this is where it becomes kind of a big deal. So let me, for a second, let me show you. So you don't need to look up the shifts. Like I said, you can just do this. That information that I gave you is all you have. That's all that any player has, is that, hey, I can affect the shift. It's random, just work with that however you want to. But if you're ever wanting to achieve a very specific goal, you're like, oh, I want to add healthium to my world. I want to remove lava from my world. I want to add acid, whatever the heck it is, removing a material, adding a material, whatever your goal is. If you don't know the shifts, if you're not going to use an outside website, the best you can do is just hold on to the flask of what you're wanting to add or remove and eat the fungus and just say, hopefully it happens. So if I was wanting to add water to my world, the best I could do is eat the fungus, hold the water material, and let it ride. fuck it, let it ride. That's it. That's all the control you have in the base game. But by looking up shifts, now you've added in another realm of craziness, because the seed that's down here, that pre-decides everything. So remember where I said there's a 75% chance, 25% chance? It doesn't mean that if somebody else plays the exact same seed that they can have different results. You guys will have the same results, or the same potential results, because it all is all set to this seed number. So when you look it up, it will tell you everything you need to know. So this first shift of today's daily run, it already tells me that toxic sludge, poison, and ominous liquid, this is where I think where people get confused, because they see all these materials and they're like, what the fuck is happening? These are considered one group. So fungal shifts, I always describe it as one material into another material, but really what it is one group into another group. But a lot of materials can be in their own group. But in this case, toxic sludge shares the same grouping with poison and ominous liquid. So if I do a fungal shift and shift it away, all three of these materials shift away. So toxic sludge, poison, and ominous liquid will turn into water if I don't do anything. If I just hold a wand, if I'm just holding onto a wand, then these three materials turn into water. It's not a bad shift. It's actually it's a pretty good shift. It means that it's less deadly. Or I can choose to make the world maybe different. Maybe I want this toxic sludge and poisonous ominous liquid being something else besides water. Like, what do I have on me currently? Teleportatium. We have Teleportatium on us. So what we could do, we look at that chart, turn these three materials into held material. So if I choose to hold a material, then it ignores the water and instead turns these three into the held material. That means that, remember I said there was a 75% chance that we could affect the shift? That means that this was on that 75% chance. Yes, holding a material will affect the outcome. I get to decide, do I want it to be whatever the hell I want? Or if I don't want to hold it, water. The next shift, water, brine, and chili water, will turn into vomit no matter what I do. There is no held material talked about here at all. So that means that this shift is predestined to happen. Nothing you can really do about it. Same thing for shift number 3. Predestined, nothing you can really do about it. Shift number 4, snow will turn into held material, or if I don't hold a material, it'll turn into steam. Why'd you get rid of your chaotic poly? That's true. Let me go back for the chaotic poly. I was kind of thinking of getting the regular poly could be more fun. No, we'll do chaotic poly, because so we'll turn toxic sludge, poison, and ominous liquid into, and we can hold our chaotic poly, thus achieving our goal for the run, but we'll still do more fun stuff with it. Don't worry, I know there's still more stuff here that you're probably confused about, but I'm trying to lay out a foundation. So some of these things I'll repeat, some of these things that, give it a couple times of me kind of talking through it, and it'll start to make sense. So let me, if you swap poison to water, does poison trail still work? So if you shoot something that has a poison trail, it will say poison trail, but you will see water. So it'll be a water trail, even though the spell is still called poison trail. It would be kind of cool if the name's like updated, but they don't. So what he was suggesting is that we use our chaotic poly. So there's still more details to talk about. What is so that we're gonna talk through that in just a second there, Sussman. That's it. So hopefully, if you are understanding what I'm talking about so far, I'm gonna add to it in a bit. But again, I'm trying to make sure that the foundational knowledge is so solid that when I stack a couple more things on it, you'll be like, oh, that makes sense. So let's make sure that your foundational knowledge is solid. So we're gonna hold on to this material here, the chaotic polymorphine. But you may say, okay, so we've looked up the shift, and we know that the held material is going to be affected. We know this. But if I hold a flask that has multiple materials in it, how do we know which one it will decide? Whatever is the majority material in the flask will be the chosen one. So I know that this flask is 90% chaotic poly, 10% water. So we know guaranteed that if it is going to select, if it is allowing me to manipulate the shift, which we do know it is because we looked it up, we looked at the shift, then I know 100% it's going to choose chaotic polymorphine because the water is nowhere close to the majority. But this is an important thing to point out because you could have a scenario where you have just such a small amount of the material. All right, this flask has 1% water. If I go to do a fungal shift with this, you're like, oh, it's going to be water. There's only one material in that. But you got to remember that when you're doing a fungal shift, your character starts to kind of throw up a little bit. And if you're holding out a flask while your character's throwing up, you may accidentally throw up into your flask. And it actually could be more throw up in the flask than water. So now the fungal shift will actually be vomit accidentally because you didn't realize right before the shift happened, a new material entered the flask and then a whole other thing happened. There's a scenario where Dunk typed the wrong seed on Noitel. So that's something to look out for. And that's why a lot of the times if you're doing some fungal shifting, you want to make sure that your flask is 100% full. Even if it's not like 100% chaotic poly, I at least know that I can't introduce any new materials here. Nothing can complicate things. We know it's a full flask and that 90% is chaotic poly. Because you got to remember that things can mix inside your flasks as well. And you could end up in a scenario where you create some kind of chemical reaction in your flask, which then leads to a totally different material being made in the middle of your fungal shift, which then makes things so confusing and then makes it really hard to follow. All right, so boom, getting the foundation solid. Throwing out as much information as I can so that this one shift will make sense. So I'm going to hold on to my chaotic poly while I eat the shrooms. I got to eat over 180 seconds worth. And toxic sludge, poison, and ominous liquid are going to turn into my held flask. So I'm holding the chaotic poly, eating the shrooms. We passed 180 seconds. It doesn't matter. We went over it by quite a bit, but that's fine because it's going to go reset to 0. So we're holding our flask. We're barfing all over the place. And there's going to be another moment here. So right here, chaotic polymorphine. It said the word chaotic polymorphine, but also it polyed our character as well, which is kind of scary. So let's talk through what happened there. The tripping effect will kind of fade away now. And what's going on is there is now a hidden 5-minute timer that is going in the background. It's 5 minutes. It's counting down from 5 minutes. I cannot do another fungal shift until that 5-minute timer hits 0. So if I walk over and I try to eat some more fungus, it's not going to fungal shift. It's just going to my character, even if I eat 400 seconds worth, it doesn't matter. It's just the screen's going to be getting all this pulsing color. It's going to be hard to see. It's going to be annoying. And the 5-minute timer is still counting down. So we know that we got to wait on that. If I pause, the timer does pause along with it too, just so you know. Let me think. There was something else I want to touch on there. Okay, so the message popped up and it said chaotic polymorphine. What happens there is whenever a fungal shift takes place, it actually chooses a word, a material from either the left side or the right side. So the left side had toxic sludge, poison, ominous liquid. The right side had held material, which was chaotic polymorphine. That shift right there, it could have said toxic sludge, and the same shift still will have taken place. The message, the words that pop up are just a hint to the shift that took place. It doesn't guarantee. It's not like, oh, the word that pops up is always the material that shifted away or shifted into. No, it is one of the materials that was affected. So we know chaotic poly was affected, and it's pretty quick to piece together because it said chaotic poly, and then we see right here it says chaotic poly transformed. So obviously we know our chaotic poly is the material that stayed. So we did not lose chaotic poly. These little tools for piecing together stuff, they're only useful if you're not using the website. If you're using the website, you don't give a shit about what the message is. You already know the shifts. You already know everything. But a lot of people don't want to use an outside website. They want to kind of like have to, use forensics to piece together, well, what happened? What shift was it? So I'm kind of teaching you the forensics as if I didn't use that website. I would have said, okay, we saw chaotic transmutation pop up. We see the we saw chaotic poly pop up, the words, and we see the transform material. Transformed, what this means is that there is now a second form of chaotic poly in my world. There is the basic form, which is just called chaotic polymorphine, and then there's a second form called chaotic polymorphine transformed. The transformed liquid in this case will work exactly like the original. I touch it, it's dangerous. I get poly, just like the regular liquid. It's scary stuff. And then, exactly. So then you may be saying, all right, so the fungal shift took place. It said chaotic poly. And then I got polyed. My character actually got hit by the polymorphine effect. And what happened was it throws a couple pixels of the new material on your character. So this is to help you look around your area when you do a fungal shift. You should be able to find the new material nearby. Sometimes it gets tricky because if it ends up making a gas, the gas you have to look on the ceiling, or the gas can even dissipate very quickly. But in this case, as you can see, it threw a clump of it and it's just right below me. So polymorphine shifts, all that kind of stuff are very scary because you basically, if you accidentally create more poly in your world, not only did you create more poly, but you are actually going to get poly shifted, almost guaranteed, not 100%, but almost guaranteed when the whenever the fungal shift takes place. So hopefully this is all making sense so far. Hopefully you're keeping up. I'm kind of covering two different, I'm covering fungal shifting, both using a website as like a tool to know what shifts are coming up, but also giving you the knowledge if you didn't want to use the website, how you'd understand what the hell's going on. You're doing great. All right. So everybody on board? Is there anything confusing so far? Don't meme chat. I know you're tempted to say like, oh, but what does this mean? Bald. But anybody who legitimately, something that maybe I didn't cover well, that you are curious about. By the way, the 5-minute timer is probably almost up by now. If you ate enough fungus to give 180 seconds of tripping after 5 minutes timer, would you shift again? Yes. So what happens is once the timer hits zero, then it will look at the tripping timer, and if it's over 180, it will then have another fungal shift take place. So yes, you could just eat literally so much fungus that you could walk away from your computer and know that it doesn't matter. Once the 5-minute timer's up, it'll be ready to go. I already have enough fungus in my character that it will shift immediately. All right, most of the chat seems to be on board. So in this case, if you're curious why we chose chaotic poly, this is a bad decision. You almost never would want to add extra polymorphine to your world. This is stupid. But we're doing it today because it makes the run a little bit more dangerous, and chat wanted a more dangerous run. But you may be saying to yourself, all right, well, how do I get rid of polymorphine? Well, just like the left side is the material that's going to be leaving, and the right side is the material that is going to be getting duplicated. So what we would be looking for if we were wanting to get rid of polymorphine is you'd be looking through these shifts, looking for a held material that is on the left side. So we can see that today, the first shift that is on the left side is shift number 7. Meaning you'd have to do fungal shift, wait 5 minutes, fungal shift, wait 5 minutes, fungal shift, wait 5 minutes, all the way till you get to your 7th shift, and you would be like, finally, I can hold whatever material I'm wanting to get rid of, and then I could do a fungal shift, hold let's say it's polymorphine, hold the polymorphine, and then it would shift polymorphine into water, and you would be like, woo! Water is deleted from my world. Polymorphine is deleted from my world, and now we have an extra form of water. Where people get very confused with fungal shifting is because just because you shifted away polymorphine into water, let's say you did this poly into water, it doesn't mean that your water is necessarily going to stay as water. Your poly is gone. That part is true. Polymorphine is gone. Bye-bye. But water, if you look here, water was actually mentioned earlier. Water, brine, and chili water was actually turned into vomit earlier. So what could happen here is that you hold your material polymorphine to shift it into water. And then when the polymorphine shifts away, yes, it does get deleted. But instead of turning into water, it actually would turn into vomit. So that's where people tend to get lost. They're like, wait, but it said this and I end up getting a different result. It just means that there was probably a shift previously that affected those materials already. So it's like you're kind of like seeing a chain of things. So the true chain would actually be poly into water, water into vomit. That's how you would explain it. And that's why the end result, anywhere there should be polymorphine, there would be vomit instead. I'm guessing all flasks in the worlds shift as well. Yes. Actually, let me think about that. All flasks should work. All pouches should work. Wait, I can't remember. Is there... I think these work just fine, right? I honestly... So, the only different flask from the regular flask is the Alchemist Throne ones, which are these, like, triangle ones. And I can't remember the last time I've done a fungal shift holding these. So, I can't even... Like, I need, like, a refresher. I'm pretty sure they work as well, though. Right, chat? I don't remember about the Alchemist flask. Oh yeah, the Molotov flasks don't work. That's a good one. Molotov flasks do not work. The cocktails. Because it can't be refilled and stuff. Okay, so Latali says yes, the Alchemist flasks do work. Okay, good. So all of these should work. Pouches, they work. We're good. We are all good. Let's go ahead and do our second shift. So second shift. Water, brine, chili water into vomit. It doesn't matter what we do. It doesn't matter what material I hold. This is already decided. This is going to be the shift no matter what. This is happening. So, and I'll even show you, I'll hold the material while we do it just so that you can see, oh yeah, it did not affect the outcome at all. So we're going to eat some material over 180 seconds worth where we can hold chaotic poly. Doesn't matter. And so watch the message that pops up though. Boom! It said vomit, and it was kind of easy to piece together because even though it said vomit, we saw that over here. This area immediately turned into vomit. That was because since our water turned into vomit, anywhere that water previously was sitting now is vomit. So you're just, you know. That one's a really easy one to piece together, but sometimes it's not that simple. Sometimes you're like staring at the pixels on the ground trying to be like, what the hell just shifted? And in that case, you see right there, it says vomit transformed. That's probably one of the pixels that got thrown onto our character when the shift took place. So if it was a more obscure thing, let's pretend that sand turned into vomit. Well, there wasn't any sand nearby, so we would have to just be hovering over stuff, and then we'd see vomit transformed. We'd say, oh shit, something turned into vomit. And you would have to do more exploring to figure out what exactly turned into that. Not everything will have all the information right in front of you. Like, you can't instantly use Noita forensics to know the shift based on just what's in front of you. There are some shifts that are nice and may say like, oh, it said the word sand, but we see this new material called vomit transformed. So then I say, oh, it said sand, we see vomit transformed. Those are clearly the two materials that were affected. Sometimes you see vomit transformed and the message that popped up says vomit. So we're like, okay, well, we still don't know the other material that was affected. So you have to do more exploring in the Noita world until you can piece that together. What do we do without water now? So that's a great question. You're like, oh crap, well, we need water. Water is an important thing. There are other things that can stain you. Blood is a really helpful one. So anytime I find an enemy that bleeds, I usually will, what I usually refer to as I milk them, which means like you go up to their corpse and you use like something that can kind of drill their corpse. Sounds kind of weird, but it will, to make them bleed. You want to make them bleed and then scoop up their blood. And this becomes your new, your water substitute. I'm going to empty out the vomit. Because remember, vomit doesn't give you a stain, meaning it's not going to put out fire. It's gonna be really annoying. Don't worry, I know there's still some questions that you guys have. Don't worry, we haven't covered everything yet. Still quite a few topics on this I want to go over. But first, let's find an enemy that bleeds. There's a formation right above us. And there is a chest chilling. Watch out for any electric stones. Okay, so this does happen when it comes to fungal shifting. You look and you may be like, wait, there's water, even though it got shifted away. Don't get your hopes up. What happens here is it's a visual bug. Even though it looks like water. Dear God, chat, hold on. Let me just mute that for a second. I told you guys, the moment... God damn it. Basically what happened is it looks like water, but it is still just vomit. Whenever you do things like close your game down, reopen it, that kind of stuff, it doesn't always do the best job at making sure that the visuals match properly. But if you look, I'm not getting a water stain from what looks like visual water. It is still vomit. The game recognizes it as vomit. It's just important to point that out because I know that some people, when they do fungal shifting, they're going to see that and they're going to be very confused. Sometimes the visuals in the game lie. It's just visual bugs. That's all it is. It's not like you've made some kind of super ultra secret discovery. It's just your game being a bit jank from time to time. This is a huge opportunity to go on a rant about Noita is basically a beautiful pixel perfect torture simulator disguised as a video game. The developers clearly sat down and asked themselves, what if we made a game where literally everything can kill you, can and will kill you, including your own spells, the walls, the ceiling, and sometimes just existing in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah, that's why I always say that every pixel is simulated is like their little tagline or whatever, but the more detailed, the more accurate tagline would be every pixel is simulated to murder you. Oh my god. Speaking of which, oh my goodness. Okay, so that little scenario that played out right there was pretty wild. So what occurred is I'm killing this guy here, but this guy bleeds toxic sludge. And do you remember what toxic sludge is? We did a fungal shift. Toxic sludge got turned into held material. The held material I had was chaotic poly. So when I hit that enemy, he went to bleed toxic sludge, instead bled chaotic poly onto himself, which then polyed him into Steve, which then he went to beat my ass. Luckily, I had explosion immunity, so it protected me from a good chunk of the damage. But this is why when people stop by, and I'm doing a run that's going to be like a 7-hour long run, they always say, hey, fungal shift. And I'm like, no, I just like shut them down. You may be like, oh, it's mean. Why isn't he fungal shifting for that guy? No, because it will fuck you over and chat won't give a shit. I've literally had people stop by saying over and over, fungal shift, fungal shift, fungal shift. I thought, man, I'm being a mean streamer. I should fungal shift for them. Got some of the worst fungal shifts in the entire game. No, hey, I'm complaining. Got some of the worst shifts you could possibly get in the game. And then the person say, wow, that's hilarious. Well, I'm heading to bed. See ya. Good luck on your 7-hour long run. And you're like, you piece of shit. You piece of shit. I have to play a shitty 7-hour long run of torture and your ass went to bed? So that's why these days when somebody says fungal shift, I look at them and I'm pretty much like, nah, fuck you. Because I've lived it before and those little bastards just want to see me be tortured and they will leave immediately. Oh, look, there he goes. Okay, now he polyed back. Also, another little detail, this is a side detail, by the way. Little side detail is that whenever enemies get polyed, he will turn back after a certain amount of time, just like the character. But if I ran far enough away that it unloads that enemy, like it's outside my loaded distance of my character, because the character the region around him is the only area that the enemies are actually being tracked. So if you run far enough away that the enemy's no longer being tracked, it will actually cause that enemy to get stuck as the enemy it polyed into. So think of it like this. He turns into Steve. I'm like, oh shit, Steve's here. I run so far away that it unloads the enemy. Well, now that enemy, if I load him back in, he's permanently Steve. So you kind of want to stay close enough by so that he'll turn back into the original creature that's not as deadly. And then you can either kill the creature or even unload him. It doesn't matter. Just don't unload an enemy that you're not ready for them to be stuck as that enemy for the rest of the game. Does the gold drop change on transformed enemies? Yes. They will drop the gold of the enemy that so for example, if I would have killed Steve as like the enemy that's like some basic enemy that drops 10 gold, polys into Steve, you kill them while they're Steve, they drop the gold that Steve would drop. I haven't really found anything too exciting in here. I haven't been doing much exploring. And chat said it is time for another fungal shift, so I guess we can do another one for educational purposes. But yeah, so if you ever just let this area kind of chill, it will grow fungus. So you don't always have to have a pouch, but the pouch makes it where you can carry it with you, which is pretty nice. So we're doing shift number 3. So remember, we've done this shift already, we've done this shift already, and now we're doing this one. Freezing liquid and worm blood into toxic rock. Again, held material is not mentioned at all here. So it means that, again, 75% chance that I was going to affect it, 25% chance that it didn't matter. Looks like it was the 25% chance, once again, that I wouldn't affect it. These are both 25% chances, but they happened. So it doesn't matter what I hold. This is going to happen no matter what. So let's go ahead and do the shift for shift number 3. There we go. And you'll notice that whenever I was levitating around, I actually got hit in the head by some of this toxic rock. So if you hover over that toxic rock, it says toxic rock transformed. And I didn't pay attention. What was the message that popped up? Did it say toxic rock? Basically, the message would have either said toxic rock or worm blood. It said worm blood. Okay. Well, the reason there's 2 materials is because they are in a family. Both of these are grouped together, meaning if worm blood shifted away, it also shifts freezing liquid. They're grouped together. So both of these materials are now toxic rock. And that shift, because of the way it worked, and it popped up and said worm blood, and then we saw toxic rock, instantly you should piece everything together. Oh, worm blood family clearly is gone. Toxic rock has taken its place. The Noita forensics are, sometimes it's really easy. Because if you see the new material and it says the other material, there's literally no other information that you're lacking. You have it all. Alright, this is too scary. This is one... Dude, once we added chaotic poly to everything, it's just... The zones became way scarier. So we're moving on. Ow. Remember, we have a Steve to deal with. Oh, I forgot to grab that one wand I liked. Oh, we'll go back for it. I do want that wand. It was a nice wand. Got a bubble there too, and a speed up. Real good stuff. Oh, I forgot I was gonna explain earlier. Somebody said, "What do you do if the statue is stuck in the ground?" And that one can be pretty tricky. Like if this statue is stuck in the ground, because normally I just bring them over there and I statue kick Steve. What I do in that case, you see me do it a lot in TI. You try to kite them out of here and then run past them very quickly. Oh shit, so you need to aggro him. So I'm like, hey you, get over here. And when he comes over here, we try to be like, whoo, and then run by him. But as you can see, it's not always perfect. Sometimes you do get hit. And then you knock this statue over on its side, and now you have a method to get him. This statue, the one that's on the right side, I feel like very rarely clips into the ground, while the other one clips in the ground all the freaking time. So normally the permanent shield's better, but I'm actually going to go with All-Seeing Eye. Chat loves All-Seeing Eye. A lot of people consider it. A lot of people in the community like it more than even the shield. But I especially consider this high today because of our fungal shifting. We need to be able to see the materials that we're coming up on because there's some deadly stuff happening. So it's kind of a potentially educational moment as well. So see how I have these missiles here? I can actually empty these missiles so that there's 0 charges. Okay, so I have 0 charges of that. What I wanted to show is that, I don't know, let's say that we put this down. We fire this bubble trigger with a spark bolt. Nothing too complicated, pretty simple stuff. But the wand is slow because the recharge time is 0.77. I could put double heavy spreads right here. That will help increase the rate of the fire of the wand, and we could even loop it with this. Nice little speed up. Or another option would be, let's go ahead and put these two here. So without this, I fire this. Not that great. Put double heavy spread down, and you can put it on a 0 charge missile, and actually a pretty good setup right there. I like that. Or you could just move the heavy spreads in the trigger. That also works. Sometimes you don't have a trigger, so that's why you'd like to use the 0 charge thing. So in some cases. All right, so this zone is going to be a little bit crazy because there's vomit all over the place. And apparently an electric stone in the vomit. Pretty good setup. Look at all, so that enemy normally shoots out freezing vapor or freezing liquid. And that freezing liquid is toxic rock now because remember, it's part of the worm blood family. Alright, by the way, we've done how many shifts so far? 3. The next one will be snow into held material. So this next one, since we already have so much poly in our world, let's not get too crazy with it, you know? Let's not get too wild. So what we could do, to not get too crazy, we drop the fungus from high up, like I said before. Drop the fungus up here. It falls down, creates a whole mountain. And we are going to hold a flask of blood instead of poly, because we already have a lot of poly in our world. Pretty a scary amount of poly that is. So we're gonna eat. We ate over 180 seconds worth. We're holding on to the blood potion. Yeah, me too. That's what I was thinking too. Gotta speed it up. Snow. So just like I was saying, we looked it up. It was gonna be snow into steam if we didn't hold any material. But in this case, we held on to blood. So snow has turned into blood. Now you may say, well, I'm still seeing snow. What the fuck? It's because you got to remember that Noita has several categories to... Just because one material is named snow, doesn't mean that every material that in the game that says snow will change. There are 7 different forms of sand in Noita. So if sand turns into water, you're still going to find other forms of sand that are around. That can make Noita really confusing with fungal shifting. Yeah, I was hoping that maybe we could get the puzzle to just be cool, but yeah, puzzle's not going to be cool. You need to fill this puzzle up with water to this point here, but our water has shifted away. I guess we'd have to do vomit to know for sure if it's not going to. But there's vomit on the top, so I wasn't sure if maybe... There is cold water, that is true, but the problem is I think when you pour cold water a lot of times it will just solidify. Teacher or slam question. Are we going to get broken shift questions on the test? No, not today. I don't plan to cover any broken shift stuff. Yeah, there's some alchemy. Yeah, it's making diminution. Because it's bone dust plus vomit makes diminution. Pretty scary.
Well, for hearts.
What does diminution do? It stains you, and if you get hit whenever you're under the stain, it makes you get the weakness effect, you take 10 times damage. So if something hit me for 18 damage right now, I would get hit for 180 damage. It's dangerous, let's put it that way. Very, very fucking dangerous. Sure. And so this area has a lot more snow, and so that's why we're seeing more blood. How close for the close call perk? I actually don't know the radius. I feel like Latalia said it before, but it's nothing that really sticks in my mind. Dude, there's so much damn... Ooh, that was a little scary. So the right side did not have a shop, meaning the shop is guaranteed on the left side. Could you shift the fire potion, or is it a unique fire? There are several different forms of fire in Noita, which is a little bit crazy. But yes, you can do... like, it depends on which fire potion you're talking about, but if you're just talking about the basic fire flask, I believe that is the liquid fire, and... Oh shit, hold up. So that form of fire, I'm trying to remember the things that form of fire actually works with. But yes, you will see a difference shifting that liquid fire, but you will also still see fire in your world. Burning is a property of a material. It will not stop with shifting, but burning does produce fire material. There you go.
Only right now?
Thank you, Latali. As always, Latali's always got the information we're looking for. One thing that's a bit scary is I really don't have like crazy damage.
I really wish you guys could see this guy right now. He
The
is
Big Steve's gonna be a
drenched in
problem.
sweat.
Actually, maybe not a problem. We'll just grab this. This will allow us to kill Big Steve easily. How much are you shifting into poly when the run is considered over? We've already done like the poly stuff that we need to do. At this point, we're just doing like, we've done educational stuff. Did I not grab the other wand? At this point, it's purely about educational stuff. Have we killed... oh, shit. I was not paying attention. This... So, homing plasma. Homing plasma is fantastic against this guy. You just want to throw it in his vicinity and let the plasma do its thing. That's the idea here. Homing plasma. The thing that you also kind of want is something to throw it towards him, because if I was to run over here and to try to like get real close to cast it to him, he will start to pop off and get aggressive towards me. But by keeping him in this room, we can just kind of stand back safely and just toss stuff at him. Makes it a lot less stressful. Oh! No, I didn't forget the perk. I was waiting to grab it once I felt confident, but that nearly got me killed. Would it be worth scooping up the shifted poly to try to shift it away? You could, yeah, to make it much safer. That is a possible thing. So, we are currently on this shift here, which is silver, brass, copper into weird fungus, meaning no matter what I hold, this shift is going to take place. There's no changing that. So slurp, slurp, slurp. 180 seconds worth. I can hold whatever I want. Doesn't matter. Not going to have an effect. How would that work with the outfit randomizer? That's a good question. I don't know why it entered my mind, but I just remembered you had a helicopter crash or something nearby you a while back. Yeah, it wasn't a helicopter. It was a private plane, like one of those like smaller planes with, I want to say it was like 3 people on board or some shit. Obviously, they all died. It wasn't like a crash land. It was like straight up just a crash, just exploded. And yeah, I was just chilling at a stoplight and it just fucking blew up. 2023? 2022? Yeah, me and my girlfriend just chilling at a stoplight. Like, we're just looking at the stoplight. We had the music going. I still don't know how I didn't hear anything. Like, I was just chilling. And then all of a sudden, all this, like, debris and shit just, like, kicked up in the middle of the medium. And, because we're in traffic. So I'm, like, going to see it. I'm like, what the hell? I thought there was, like, a wreck. I was like, oh, shit. Somebody hit somebody in the medium. And everybody's, like, fucking cars are, like, doing some weird shit. You can tell cars are, like, getting the hell out of the medium. And everybody's, like, dodging shit, right? And there's, like, all this dust just kicked up. And I was thinking, man, what the hell happened? And we're, like, looking around to see what happened. And while we're chilling, we're just like waiting around because nobody's moving. And this car, there's like a highway, there's like an overpass just a little ways in front of us. These cars start pulling off of the overpass, and a dude just like fucking books it. Like he pulls to the side, and it's got like a, you know, it's like a grassy like hill to the bridge, like where the cars are driving on it. He like pulls to the side, like fucking swings his door open, and is just running down the hill. And I remember like, what the hell? Like, this is getting crazy. And I'm watching the dude run, and then all of a sudden I realized there's a fucking plane on fire right next to us. We didn't even know it was a plane. It was just a huge ball of fire. It was like, what the fuck? And it was like close. It was like enough that if you had like a rock, you could throw it and hit it. I was like, what the fuck? And I remember we were like, what is happening? And no, not ball of fire, a ball of fire. And I remember thinking like, what the fuck is that? And, you know, cars are starting to pull off the highway. All this shit's happening. And I'm like, shit, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know if I want to be around here. This is getting scary. And so then we are like slowly kind of like getting around all the traffic. And I was watching, I was like, it looks like it's a plane, but like, there's no way it would be a plane because we would have heard it, you know, I would have heard this shit. And then, yeah, whenever we got home, because we were pulling away, I was like, I think that was a plane, and we looked it up, and yeah, it was like the pilot had something happen. They don't know the details because obviously everybody on board died, but they lost like control somehow, and they tried to emergency land and just fucking went straight like into the ground, like right next to us. It was fucked. What would you have heard? I just figured a plane, you know, a private plane coming to the ground, it would be like I don't know, some shit going down because I'm just chilling in the car listening to music. Apparently the music was too loud. Did they interview the victims? They were dead. What the hell are you talking about? Hearing loss can be mitigated. Do some checks, old man. Yeah, I don't know how we missed it. I still like I'm assuming just the music we had in the car maybe was just so loud that we just didn't hear stuff on the outside. I don't know. I felt like it wasn't anything that loud, but who knows. So I can grab this heart right now and get 100 and like, what was that, 107 HP, or I can grab the melee immunity. And in long runs, you 100% without a doubt want to grab the melee immunity. But remember, this is kind of like a short, sweet run. We're just goofing around, talking about fungal shifts and basic stuff like that. I still have a couple more things I want to cover. I was just giving myself my brain a little bit of time to relax because I've been just yapping for the early game so much. But I will grab this extra health, anything to tank up a little bit, give me a little more juice, and then we're going to cover the last things that I consider pretty important with fungal shifting. Please do all 20 shifts, otherwise it's a bit lame. What? All 20 shifts? Pass on that one. You gotta remember that each shift takes a timer. That's the problem. It takes a lot of time. Which, by the way, what is our next shift? Actually, you know what? Wait, I probably already looked at it. You guys probably already know it. Flammable gas, poisonous gas, fungal gas, toxic gas into ominous liquid or held material. So I guess we'll just make more chaotic poly, since that's kind of supposed to be part of the challenge, is just more and more deadly. So that whole category, that whole family, this whole group will turn into held material. We could add more blood to the world, which would be a good thing. But why make it easy on ourselves, right? Why make it easy? We'll grab this chaotic poly. Let it ride, baby. More poly in the world. There we go. Even more poly added to our world, so that we have even more problems. This is the opposite of what you would want to do. Normally, you would be removing poly from your world using shifts like number 7 and shifting away polymorphine, not shifting things into polymorphine. But that's just for today's example. So one thing though that somebody may want to do is like really common materials, especially with this one. Wait, actually, I guess this probably is the better one to. No, this is probably better. Toxic sludge, poisonous, or poison, ominous liquid into held material. These are really common materials, right? So whatever we shifted it into, like if it was water, we were going to see lots of extra water, and if we held a material of like lava, which we end up holding polymorphine. We see lots of polymorphine now just because of this one group. But what if we wanted something that was like really helpful, such as gold? You held a flask or pouch of gold, then you'd say, okay, all of these things would turn into gold dust. That's so much extra gold. Well, the devs made it where gold is actually considered a greed shift. And it's like, okay, what you're trying to do is a little too greedy. So the chance of you succeeding and actually getting gold to be the shift. So if you shift this and you held a flask or pouch of gold, there would only be a I think it's 0.1% chance. Yeah, 1 in 1,000, I think is it. 1 in 1,000 or 0.1%, whatever you want to say. It's something like that. It's the same thing, obviously, but I don't think it's 1 in 2,000. I think it's 1 in 1,000. They just made it a very rare chance that it actually will shift into gold. So instead, the way this is set up, it says, hey, if your held material is gold, then instead of getting toxic sludge, poison, and ominous liquid into the held material gold, instead it's going to say toxic sludge, poison, and ominous are going to turn into brass. And same general idea with a material called divine ground, which is considered, I guess, too OP. These materials, if you try to shift into divine ground, instead it will turn these materials into grass. It lets you know ahead of time on this website if you try to do a greed shift, what it will give you. It has to do that every time the held material is on the right side, because the right side is considered, that's where the greed stuff. It would be insanely rare to see that it says gold into gold, because, well, it's insanely rare, 0.1% chance, but it could happen. With that said, that doesn't mean you can't get creative. There are creative ways to get around gold. So like, let's say you're like, damn it, I wanted to fill my world with gold. You can still do that. Yes, just like Cabby, she's saying in the chat, she says, meanwhile, molten gold and Midas are not affected by this. This is only the gold dust. So if you use other forms of gold, hey, that's still fair game. So if you do a shift with those other materials, the shift will work and you can fill your world with gold. So just because one element of it is not allowed doesn't mean you can't find a workaround. That's what Noix is all about. Being creative, finding a way to get around that shit. Right, about to do something really greedy. I hope I don't regret it. Surely we won't get meleeed after skipping melee immunity. Thank you, Professor Dunk. No problem, no problem. I wanted to make sure that people got a foundation understanding, because somebody was actually, it may have been you actually, somebody in the chat was asking about that stuff, and I didn't want to cover it just yet, because I felt like I was just piling, you know, the basic fungal shifting knowledge so quickly. I was like, I'll give it a second to marinate, and then show a couple just plain shifts, and then hit them with that extra, like, layer of greed shifting. Because realistically, the greed shifting doesn't really matter much. Majority of the time, it won't factor in at all. But on that rare occasion that somebody tries to get greedy and says, wait, what if I make more gold? Well, then in that case, they will need to know that little extra mechanic. And that wasn't even added into the game for, that was added in later, like way later. Greed shifts were a couple of years after the game had already had fungal shifting. So if you see some videos where it's not really talked about, that would be why. Because it may have not existed at that time. Ding. Is it shorter to dig the egg from the upside? Yes, yes, it is much shorter to dig the egg from up here. But so the radius to the center point is a I believe it's like a circle. It may even be a square, but you can actually just barely move down to here, and the boss will spawn in, and he actually kind of does a lunge if you're above him. He does this quick whoom. And I used to always fight the dragon like this, and every once in a while he would get me, and people in the chat would always be like, stop digging from above. I can remember Force complaining so many times. He's like, digging from the side is so much easier. So eventually I was like, all right, let's try this digging from the side business. And they're right. It's just the way that the dragon spawns in, the way he's positioned and stuff. He spawns in and he moves kind of slow to the left. He just does this real, he's like uncoiling kind of slow. But from the top, he's gonna dart into you a lot of the time, so it's much safer to go from the side. So there's still one more thing to cover about fungal shifts. And in fact, I'll probably cover it in just a moment here. I don't know if I'll get to show it. Probably won't be showing it today, but I will be explaining it. What happens on that seed, Frog? 330166. Is it a greed shift, I'm guessing? Yes? Okay, let me show that seed. That's a good idea in case anybody's curious. So the seed that we're looking at right here, Frog pulled up because one of the shifts. Yeah, look at that. Very first shift, held material. If you look at it, it's actually in blue. I'm guessing to signify that it does hit the 0.1% chance, the 1 in 1,000 chance that if you try to do a gold shift, it actually will be successful. Oh, I got some hiccups, man. Hiccup or burping, I can't even tell. Yeah, so that is rare. I honestly can't remember the last time I played on a seed that had a successful greed shift. I don't know if I've ever have. Legitimately, I mean, obviously I've played on like, you know, set seeds before, but like just random seed in it, pretty crazy. But the other piece of knowledge that we haven't touched on yet is so the last shift that we did was this grouping right here. And then the next one is shift number 7 would be held material turns into water. We got to remember that our water in our world is vomit, right? Our water is vomit. So let's say that you were wanting to avoid that. You're like, oh, I don't want this shift. I really don't want, I want to avoid this at all costs. It's going to mess up. Maybe you have a specific goal for your run. You know, sometimes I'll load up a random seed and I say, today we're going to make a healthium stone. Well, sometimes the fungal shifts are not set up in a way, even with the perfect fungal shifting, like if you try to manipulate the shifts and everything, you just can't get it to like the results that you want because they're just not set up that way. The order just isn't there. Well, what you could do is, so let's say number 7 was going to ruin, we did not want to turn sand or any held material into vomit. What you can do is actually you can go to New Game Plus. And the way New Game Plus works is currently in our run, we have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the last shift that we did. We have not done number 7. So if I went into New Game Plus, so I gather 5 orbs, I kill, you know, Kolmi and grab the salt, I go all the way to the altar, and I go to New Game Plus, what it does is it takes the seed that you're on, which is this seed right here, this daily run seed, and it adds, so there's a 6 at the end, instead it adds 1 to it. So it goes from a 6 to a 7, and then this now becomes your fungal shifting pool. But all the previous shifts that you've done, they stay, and you pick up where you left off on the shift number, meaning this can't happen. We already did this today. We already did shift number 1. Obviously, this exact shift is not what occurred in our game, but it doesn't matter because shift number 1 is already behind us. It's already set in stone. It can't be redone. Shift number 2, same thing. 3, 4, 5, 6. All of these we've already done. These cannot happen in our game because we've already done previous fungal shifts. But shift number 7, that's where we left off. We're already in New Game Plus. So we could do toxic sludge, poison, and ominous liquid into SEMA or held material, which is kind of funny because this is actually the first shift of the previous seed, wasn't it? Yeah, toxic sludge, poison, ominous liquid into held material or water if you hold nothing. And then this one, number 7, is that exact shift into held material or SEMA if you hold nothing. So kind of funny. That's just a weird coincidence. And yes, if you're ever just stopping by the stream and you see that I'm doing fungal shifts and you're like, wait, I want to know what fungal shifts you've done already today. Well, if you type !wand in the chat, you'll notice that people do this throughout the day regularly, and it gives them a link. This link, you don't have to refresh it or anything. It should be set to auto refresh. See right there, that little tab that's on, and you can hit show shifts, and this will tell you every shift that I've already done in my game. So toxic sludge, poison, and ominous liquid, they're all marked as 1A, B, and C. Because they're all shift number 1, but they're in the same family, A, B, C. They're all a group, and they all shifted into chaotic poly, which makes sense because remember, shift number 1, whole group into, and we chose to hold chaotic poly. So this is true. Shift number 2 was water. It says water, but it means like water and I think probably chili water or some shit. Just different forms of water, and then brine. Oh, there's chili water. So there's just several different forms of it. All of them turned into vomit. You get the idea. And then the last grouping, shift number 6, all turned into chaotic polymorphine. So there's how you can start to do some really crazy manipulating with your fungal shifts, because I hop into a random seed and people say, wait, how do you know you'll be able to make a healthium stone? Like, how do you know you'll get the proper fungal shift set up? Even with looking it up on the website, there was there can be bad shifts. Like in the situation of water to basically you want to get water to healthium. So what you would do is you would need water to be on the left side, and then on the right side, so healthium is not, that's another thing where fungal shifting can get a little bit crazy. And I feel like maybe I'm throwing too much information at you now, but so if you tune out, if you're a new guy and you don't follow the rest of it, it's not a big deal. You should have a foundation. This is more advanced stuff, but you'll notice a lot of the materials you see here are a lot of the same materials. You recognize the name, you just keep seeing the same materials over and over. But Noita actually has like a billion materials, right? It's a ton of, not a billion, but you know, hundreds of materials. Let's just say 100. I don't know. As long as you're talking about like liquids, gas, solids, that kind of, there's quite a few, but only a small group of those are actually eligible naturally in the fungal shifting pool. Meaning that if you're not holding a material, you're just letting the game's fungal shifts happen, you're just not going to see like healthium. Healthium is not, at least I don't believe, it's in the natural fungal shifting pool. It is, if it is, it may be some kind of like super rare shift or some shit. But so the way what you would do is, if you have some crazy idea that is not part of the basic fungal shifting, that's fine. It just means that your fungal shifting is going to get a little bit complicated. And what's going to happen is, this is where we got to bust out paint. Or busting out paint. Again, I can't remember if healthium or lively concoction may be considered one of like the rare shifts. It could be. But this, let's say that this is water, right? So water. We know that this material is in the basic shifting pool. We know this already, right? Oh wait, does this list every material? Let's see. Initial materials. Let's see, is it one of the rare ones? Okay, so it's literally just not in the pool for fungal shifting. Unless I'm blind. Yeah, no, it's not in the pool. Gold is though at a 0.0028% chance. Including gold nuggets, which is pretty insane. I don't know if I've ever even seen that shift. That's yeah, that would be insane. We tried one day, I think, to get it, but we'll have to revisit that challenge. Anyways, I don't want to get sidetracked. Oh, the paint. So water is in the fungal shifting pool naturally, but healthium is not. This is not in the fungal shifting pool. You're like, well, shit, I want to turn the, actually using water as an example is probably not the best, but anyways, what happens is if you do a fungal shift where healthium, where water actually turns into healthium, what happens is this material, so let me undo this. This material is going to take the place of water, and it actually just becomes healthium transformed. But where it's labeled water in the fungal shifts, it is now, you've now introduced it into the shifting pool. So pretend that this shift took place and I duplicated my healthium and I turned healthium, I turned water into, I turned water, what the hell, man? I turned water into healthium. So now we have this. Now, where you see something like this, okay, let's not look at those. Those may get people confused. Where's water on the right side? Okay, so here, let's pretend that this shift has taken place, that we turned our water into healthium. So here, where it says fungus blood, weird fungus, and fungal soil is going to turn into water. Well, if water is healthium, that means that fungus blood, weird fungus, and fungal soil will actually turn into healthium. This is how. That's why one day when I started stream, I could say something like, "Today we're going to turn our fungus blood into healthium," and you can say, "How the hell are you going to pull that off?" Well, that's how. First, we would introduce healthium into our fungal shifting pool. Once it's introduced, we would then focus on getting that fungus material or whatever the hell we wanted to turn into that now introduced healthium. Is it making sense? Is it making sense? That's why it gets a little confusing. That's why whenever I didn't really go over the stuff at the beginning, because I know for people that are trying to get a foundation for fungal shifting, it's a little bit much to throw at them to be like, you know, here's how fungal shifting works. Here's what a fungal shift is. Also, here's 7 layers of fungal shifting, shifts of shifts of shifts. And at some point, your brain just melts. And I fuck up all the time when doing this kind of stuff. This is where I start to like make mistakes, and chat will usually catch me. They'll be like, wait, don't forget you shifted your water into healthium, but then later on water ends up getting shifted into vomit, so be careful. And then yeah, the order of when shifts are happening and all that can be very, very careful. Yes, professor, makes perfect sense. Boom. Now explain how I get 2 materials into 1. I don't know if we're ready for if the class is ready for broken shifts. It's funny because it's like you have 2 options whenever opening paint to explain something, because it is really helpful whenever you have like a visual like this. But you have 2 options. You can either leave it with the basic white of paint, and if you do this, the chat spams my eyes, or you can make the decision to use like to have the black paint and then draw on that, in which case they're like pirate software. So it's a slippery slope. You're fucked if you're bringing up paint. Pirate software has ruined the darkness paint apparently. Use gray. Wait, hold on, how does that work actually? Sorry, that was my Windows, by the way. Kind of works. Use Blender. Hopefully I gave you a little bit of understanding on how to like bring a material into the shifting pool. And yes, you can do really fun stuff with this, because if you learn how to introduce materials into the fungal shifting pool, like I just explained, you can start to make insane combinations. One I have showed in one of my Noita videos before was that, so your character, whenever your character eats grass, he actually farts. Or yeah, he farts, he gets gassy. And so you'll see gas out of your character. And so since your character farts whenever you eat grass, you give off flammable gas. Well, you can do a fungal shift, turning flammable gas into other material. So I showed a video where I turned flammable gas into monstrous powder. It was a kind of like a joke thing. Monstrous powder. So we actually made it where our character, if he ate grass, would actually fart out bosses. Like literal bosses would spawn out of the character's ass. Because, I mean, it's Noita, and you can do whatever the hell you want. That's what makes it fucking awesome. You can actually fart out bosses. It's a real thing. And your character also throws up. You can also vomit bosses, or I don't know, what's something else more creative. Healthium. You can make it where anytime you needed heals, you just make your character throw up, and he would throw up healing liquid, and then you could just dance around in it to heal. There's really goofy stuff you can do in Noita. It's just all about how creative you want to be. Now, the thing is about me showing the page with the fungal shifting is because if you really do want to create really crazy stuff like farting out bosses, you're not going to be able to do it through pure RNG. I mean, you could. The odds of it are like a 1 in 5,000 chance, but if you're wanting to do like as a content creator, you need to be able to know the shifts that are coming up. But yeah, purely through randomness, you can make it happen. Embrace the hot tub streaming meta. Use whiteboards. All right, chat. Now, if you see here, I'm just gonna start bending down in front of my, just drawing on a whiteboard and chat just staring at my ass. Like, if you look here, they're like, now I'd be concerned because chat already tries to bait the rants. They'll be like, wait, I'm confused. How do you do this? But sometimes people that are saying they're confused are people who I know how to do it. But if there's a whiteboard and I'm bending over and writing on it and they're acting like they don't know, then I'm going to start getting really scared. I'm like, hold up now. What is their intentions here? Are they baiting a rant or are they baiting a bend over in front of the screen? Nobody said to bend over in front of the blackboard. That is exactly. He said it was the hot tub. Listen, come on now. We know what's going on with those whiteboards. Embrace hot tub streaming meta. Use whiteboards. What do you think? They're placing that whiteboard in a high up place? We know what's going on. You know what's cooking. You know what's cooking. Boom. Oh my goodness. Our wand is. Wait, hold up now. How did I just get polyed? I need to see the replay. Oh. Wait, what? How did I... There was a gas, but was there enough gas to actually hit me? I don't know. It seemed like it was barely any. Like a single pixel. Usually single pixels should not affect the character. It has to be like a clump. That was not the case there. Kind of just cheesing our way through stuff right now. Nothing too exciting. Homing. Plasma. Run over here. Say hi to my friend. There he goes. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Oh, there's actually an ad trigger right here that we could straight up buy it or steal it. Whichever we prefer. Let's steal it with a worm. Aha. Using worms for good. Alright, there's an ad trigger. But then, what do we want to do with that ad trigger? Ad trigger. Plasma. Homing. I'm definitely gonna get myself killed, aren't I? So what should happen here, we put an add trigger on our plasma, and we put homing on it as well. So this plasma will run around with a homing effect, and when it hits enemies, it will hit them with digging bolts repeatedly. I think, if we have it all set up correctly. Let's test it out. Yeah, it shreds pretty good. I mean, plasma in general already shreds pretty good. But extra digging on top of it, why not? Yeah, and it costs almost nothing in mana. Yeah, because the add trigger... So plasma in general is kind of expensive, 40 mana. So is this short range homing also 40 mana. So these two are 80. Add trigger says, fuck the mana cost of the plasma cutter and fuck the mana cost of the short range homing. It ignores them entirely. So you have a homing plasma cutter that costs a total of 10 mana. None of the other mana amounts matter. It ignores them. The power of add trigger. Oh shit, that guy spits out chaotic poly. A little scary. Oh yeah, he ended up having a fly before. Hold up. Maybe we swap this even more. I actually am not certain on this one, but we're going to try it out. So instead, summon fly swarm. Add trigger, summon fly swarm. Oh, wait, this isn't going to be the... Okay, we put homing on there. If I die, I die. Hopefully I don't get insted by my own shit. Freeze. Put it on there. The fly just uppercut him in the face like immediately. Fuck that guy. It is annoying when they have the freeze effect on them, I know. Because they're like right up on me. We don't really need anything after. The only reason I put the add trigger is just to override the mana cost, so it's cheap. If you add drill on them, would it cut the snow? No, so the... Actually, I mean... I think you have to add... So I shoot it... one of them, I think, gets the drill ability. I think we have to add several of them, and even then, it's not quite as great as I would want them to be. The cool part is the frozen melee. As you can see, the frozen melee, they don't fuck around with it. They just insta-kill enemies with the frozen melee. If you had drill, no, let's see, freeze on the payload drill. So if we do a freeze on the payload, actually, no, so the freeze on the payload drill, no way, you could be genius. Because then as long as the payload drill applies to them, then they become frozen and then the melee hits. Maybe you're a genius, but again, the issue is I think only one of them will get it, but one should be enough anyways. So if we move this here, you can see that freeze effect. I think the drill, whenever it fires off, is actually killing the fly that carries it. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it only delivers its payload once. Maybe that's the problem. 'Cause at least we don't have all that frost everywhere. Yeah, see, without damage modifiers on the flies, they do kind of suck. Oh, yeah, that's not bad. I'll take that. Yeah, see, once the fly that fires off the drill has done its ability, it does just die. That part kind of sucks. It's one of those things where you got trade-offs, right? Now you don't have to deal with the annoying freeze, but then you also don't have that consistency. Freeze meleeing everything. It's better to just shoot and hit them directly, it seems. So the freeze, move it back here. Oh, actually, if we accidentally hit ourselves with that, that could be death. Let's see what we have. A lot of dangerous stuff. Water, yeah, water shifted into vomit. We were just doing some like goofy shifts today, just goofing around, and that's what we happened to get. Won't you die the moment you're polymorphed? Yes, this is very true. I wasn't really thinking about it too much because I just wasn't thinking. But yes, if you have homing flies like I'm using, if I get polymorphed, I will instantly die. So kind of a risky build. Who said that? Ban them? Hey, Zinners is just protecting people's streaks, that's all. Just looking out for the community. Appreciate you, Zinners. I really don't have any fun builds that I want to run on the Kolmi kill. Sorry, flies. I don't trust you. You seem kind of dangerous. Going with a good old-fashioned plasma kill on the boss. Gotta wait for his shield to go down. His shield goes down, we blast him. Easy. Easy peasy. And one more shift for the road. Which is... Actually, let's see. What was the next shift supposed to be? I don't even remember. Was it shift number 7? Did we ever do it? Held material into water. So, water currently is vomit. So the held material will turn into vomit. Meaning, if we have something like Teleportatium, let me show you something kind of cool. So, we are going to do a fungal shift. We're eating this. We're going to hold the Teleportatium. Right? We're holding our Teleportatium flask. Hopefully it's on the right shift number. I could be off. Okay, so Teleportatium turned into vomit, right? This actually has kind of a big effect on your game. Because if you were to go back into the previous levels, you will notice that every Holy Mountain portal in the entire game, in all parallel worlds, everywhere, is now gone. Because every Holy Mountain portal is powered by Teleportatium, which have all now turned into vomit. So doing a little funny shift like that, you may seem kind of like minor in the moment, but the reality is you have just made, if you didn't have good digging, you have possibly completely fucked your game if you did that really early in a run. You'd be like, oh, I shifted away Teleportatium. It's like, well, now you don't have portals for the rest of the game. They're gone. I guess you could replace it maybe with unstable tele and to try to bring all your portals back, but you would have to shift vomit into unstable tele to try to fix that, which would be a big pain. Shout out to the patch where they added telegas, which had the same wang color as Teleportatium, so all the worlds had no portals. Yes, the devs on more than one occasion accidentally released a patch that ended up taking the Teleportatium out of all those little portals, and it resulted in the world having no Holy Mountain portals. So everybody that day, I remember, they were all stopping by the chat. Oh, what the hell happened to Holy Mountain portals? What? It's like, oh, the patch broke it. So that day, the challenge in Noita, it was kind of like it almost felt like it was an event, an accidental event by the devs, where it was like trying to beat Noita without portals. And yeah, it was obviously we were much more newer at the game back then. I mean, we're experienced enough to get it done, but back then it seemed like a big deal because I was like, oh my god, this is going to be really difficult. And but we still got wins on those days. We still pulled off wins. I got to stop teleporting because I'm going to jump into some damn lava at some point. And I am just going to lock it in where the peasants go to lock it in. One more shift for the good old times. Hit me! And yes, it would be even in New Game Plus, exactly. Imagine dying here. Listen, I didn't want to have to go get an Greek letter just to... It would be a whole thing. It would be a whole thing. What was that? I shot my plasma into the ground, so it just, like, ripped me apart. So there it is, chat. There is our just little educational fungal shifting run. It wasn't like the most, you know, like, oh my god, I learned so much, but it just gives you a little bit of details about fungal shifting, how it can be abused, some funky stuff. There's a lot more crazy stuff you could do with it. It's like, don't go thinking, hey, that was everything you need to know about fungal shifting. There's a lot more stuff you can do with it. But that covers the main stuff that, if you wanted to goof around with it, gives you something to get started. But I didn't even cover stuff like recursion stuff. For example, this is one of the most common, one of the most popular material recursions in the game is acid gives off a gas, right? Any material that is one material that gives off another one. So fire gives off smoke. Acid gives off flammable gas. Well, one material that creates another gives the opportunity for material recursion. So in the case of fire giving off smoke, if you shifted smoke into fire, you would have fire that gives off fire. So then that new fire will then give off fire. So then your whole world will slowly just begin to fill up with fire. And I mean, depending on where you're at in your run, this could be a death sentence where you're just done. Same goes for the acid one, exactly. Acid giving off flammable gas. If you replace flammable gas with acid, it means it's acid that creates more acid, and it just starts flooding your entire world. Yep, creepy fire. Creepy acid, creepy fire. Example of the acid loop. Let's see what Miser's got for us. Oh, Miser's got the hookup. So this was my first time ever seeing a naturally occurring fungal shifting loop. And this just happened on a shift. In fact, this happened years ago. This one is now not as deadly as it... If you try to recreate this, it won't be as deadly. They changed a little bit how stuff works, but back then it was real bad. It was really scary. Do it. Acid. Oh! That was loud. What? What is happening? What the fuck is happening? What is this? What is this? I don't understand. Why is everything acid? Yep, there you go. Pirate conversation. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Nice wig. That was my hair, damn it. That was a COVID days. Have you hit puberty yet in that video? Yes. Whew. Today is a little bit of a shorter stream. I do want to do some stuff on Dunkbot 2.0. I know you think it's a meme. I know you're laughing. I know you're typing copium. Backspace that shit right now, because remember, I am keeping track of every single person in this community for the last 4 years that has typed copium even one time in response to anything Dunkbot 2.0 related. You may think I'm joking.
You lie!
Nope. Hey, whenever Dunkbot 2.0 rolls out, I already told you guys, it's a client. It is literally a client that you will have to launch on your computer if you choose to use it. You don't have to, obviously. Some people are just going to keep using the system as it exists now. That's fine. But for those that choose to launch Dunkbot 2.0, when they hit log in, a message will pop up and it will say, fuck you. And you're going to say, what? Fuck me? What did I do? And then you will remember, you'll have these flashback memories of all these times you typed copium anytime I talked about Dunkbot 2.0, and then you will realize, oh, I'm on the list. And the only way you're getting off that list is with a handwritten letter of apology with your username and your regrets. 3-page minimum, handwritten, and I will read it aloud to the chat and shame you in your tiny brain ways. Will it be in cursive? Okay, you don't have to do cursive. That shit can be a pain in the ass to read sometimes. I'll let you off. You can just do print. You'll be fine. So I'm writing it now. You know what, Gaseous? That's smart. Get it done ahead of time.
I can provide you with information on everyone who has ever typed copium since 3 days ago. If you make me exempt from that system, bald energy.
Dude, Mind's Eye has the list. What are you talking about? He definitely has the list.
I 100% believe you. Since solar is involved now, Dunkbot 2.0 development probably will make leaps and bounds not seen in years.
Okay, there's some truth there. What if we know how to write in cursive? I mean, the problem is the reading people's cursive can be a pain in the ass. You're going to have to do a month of streams just reading letters. Hey, all I know is !PO box if you need the information because you want to get your handwritten letter in ahead of time. That's smart, because whenever the rest of the chat who is well behaved is like, wow, I really enjoyed this feature, I really enjoy that feature, and you're having to watch from the outside as other people have fun, you're gonna be sad. You're gonna be sad, and I'm gonna be like, listen, you fucked around. You fucked around and you found out. Laugh it up, chat. Can I send a dildo? No. Duke, be good, behave yourself. I'll be waiting to see if I actually get banned before sending it. Gaseous, you procrastinating lazy piece of shit. He's like, I'll wait and find out. Lazy. All right, what do we have going on here? I wonder if Danu ever made it where you can raid her channel. I remember a long time ago we tried to hit her with a raid. Let's see. Let's see if this works. She probably still has it turned off. Oh, hey, it does work. It does work. Hey, if you guys don't know, Danu is a person, I shouted out a long time ago, but she actually used to have it where you couldn't even raid into her channel. She's a PUBG streamer. No shop? Oh, shit. We'll do both. There you go. Thank you for being here, Urtracito. Appreciate you. But the raid is already queued up for Danu. I'm trying to wrap things up really quickly. Sorry, I was jumping the gun. I know the shop wasn't prepared yet. Shop is closing. It's sold out. It's gone. But yes, Danu is a PUBG streamer. I actually used to love watching PUBG all the time. So I used to like watching her and Shroud play it a lot. Shroud doesn't play it anymore. Very few people play it. She still plays it. She's playing it right now. So we're going to show her some love. She's an awesome streamer. Have fun hanging out in there, chat. I'll see you guys in 14 hours, okay? Deuces, chat.